Hey, what's up, Bitter Brigade? It's Paul Sun Youngly here, welcoming you to another edition of FUNBOXING Sundays. That's right, it's episode 29 here in lovely Vancouver, Canada. This is the West Coast edition. In the East Coast, it's 7 p.m. On the West Coast, it is 4 p.m. This is my second kick at the can because I originally kicked it off, forgot to press the live button, pressed the startup sequence, and nothing happened. And I was wondering why nothing was popping up on the feed there, but now I do. Welcome, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. I hope you can all see me. I am here. This is the post-COVID edition of FUNBOXING Sundays. That's right. You heard it correctly. I did catch COVID. For those of you who watched last week, maybe you might have noticed my voice was a little bit hoarse. That was the beginning of COVID, apparently. And so I was diagnosed on Monday, came up with a positive test, and I have been isolating for the last several days. I'm happy to report that the symptoms were very, very mild. At worst, it was like having bad allergies. I had a really deep, sexy voice for a while, and now I'm back to normal. So it's great to be here. Great to be doing FUNBOXING Sundays with all of you. Thank you so much for all of you who reached out with concerns. I was great, Mom, Dad. I'm fine. It's all good. I'm not dying. I woke up not dead every morning. So it's a win. It's a win. And I just have to say, I truly do believe it's because I was double vaxxed and I had my booster that the symptoms were this mild. And you can do absolutely everything in your power. I did. I wore a mask everywhere. I maintained my physical distance. I washed my hands. I stopped touching my face, and I still got COVID. That's how bad Omicron, that's how virulent it is. Even if you take all the precautions, you can still catch it. So that's why it's important to keep vaccinated. Get your booster shot if you can, and you can get through it. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to chat with all of you about collectibles, about geeky goodness, catching up on your week, sharing news. And for today's episode, I am so excited because we have a special guest. I talked about him last week. What's going on here? My wife is texting me. Talked about this last week. He's a special guest I met in Los Angeles when I had a tour of Sideshow. I didn't actually meet him face to face, but I got to chatting with him. And after the course of working with him online and then chatting with him online, it's like, when you just click with people and you're kind of like, oh my God, we're best friends. This is this gentleman through and through. Had a blast talking about collectibles with him. Started watching his YouTube channel. Fell in love with it. I am, of course, talking about Terry Smith. He is a pose master general of Sideshow Collectibles. He is a collector extraordinaire. He has his own YouTube channel. He's a toy photographer as well. And I'm just happy as all heck to have him on this channel tonight, this show. And we're going to be unboxing a couple of his geeky collectibles because I have been isolating all week. And while I do have a few things, they're nowhere near as cool as the stuff that Terry has in store for us. So I'm going to be bringing him on very, very shortly. But first, before we continue on, I want to say hello and acknowledge all the Bitter Brigade members out there and non-members and subscribers and everybody who's in the chat right now. We have Big Fan 2019 in the house. We got Aaron S. Hello. Chi of Steel. Bitter Troll is here. Melissa K. Hey, our friend from Sweden. We got Bad Wolf Media here. Christopher Colvin is here as well. Sean P., my brother from another mother in Los Angeles, is in the basement today with us. We got Tommy K. Everybody, shut up, Tommy. That's right. We also have Val A's in the basement. Joe Chufuk is here. And we have Mel Dade as always. Oh, look at that. She's indulging in the Baileys for tonight's drinking game. Dessert in a glass. Well, we have, for those of you who are new out there, and for everybody who isn't new, take a drink. We have a little bit of a drinking game associated with this channel. And I'll bring up the rules for you in just a little bit. But we're going to continue on with saying hello to everybody. We've got Monstar 0305. Justin, how are you, my friend? Louis Lebitz is here as well. Brandy Woods from Montreal is here in the house. Val A. Daniel Sertle. I don't know if you're skipping work or if you're doing this during work, but it's good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you on Sundays, my friend. We also have Kenny C3s in the basement. Hey, Bitter Fam, it's my favorite day of the week. Mine too. Thanks so much, Kenny. We have Joe Kaladi, who is in the basement. My Nuna Angela Lee is watching. Hey, Nuna, how are you? Nuna means older sister in Korean, just so y'all know. We also have the Global Health Science Institute from Southern New Mexico. I love saying that. There's certain avatar names. I like to say that is one of my favorite ones because it sounds so official. The other one, hopefully he shows up. We'll see if Hip Optimus Prime shows up in today's feed. I'm sure he will. We got my buddy Kevin from Toying Around is here. Bitter Brigade Nation. Let's welcome Butter Nation to the basement. Let's see who we got. We got Colin Hollis, my best neighbor, is in the house. Steve 3, my buddy and brother from Los Angeles, not Los Angeles. Oh my God, from Vancouver is here. His wife is from Los Angeles. We got Jinpei 05. Hello, hello. Yoko McCann. Everybody duck and cover. Yoko's in the house. We got Andy over here. And let me see. Oh, I see. Terry. Terry just messaged to say he is running late. I know for a fact he is not running late. So that's what my wife was texting me about. These chat messages are old. You can see how far back I gotta go for them, but it's all cool. Yannick Free, my dear friend from Niagara Falls Comic-Con Fan Fest. How are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you. Veronica Choi is in the basement. Hey, Veronica. And we've got Apprentice Ewok. He's in the basement with us. And Gary Cooper is here. Damaged Queen. Ed Elos 2000, Sans Soldier, hello to you. Charles Stevens, Susie Ketchup, hello Susie, hello. The Fallen Fett Ernie is in the basement, as well as the Northern Nerdcast. So we've got all three members of the Book of Boba Tea. This is a panel devoted to breaking down and doing recaps of the Book of Boba Fett. It's on Toying Around. That's Kevin's channel. Check it out every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We do a breakdown and a recap of the Book of Boba Fett. Lots of fun. We're all scared of Yoko, but we're afraid to admit it online. Oh no, I just did. Call the police. Sorry. Okay, we got John Carmen. Robert Donatello from Oakland is here. Now we can really begin because he's here. Sean Criscole is in the basement as well. Carrie Fanti. And I'm catching up. I'm getting there. Russell Carmen, that's a new name. Because, any relation to John? I wonder. And yes, Gary Cooper, we've got. People are asking if Boba Fett's going to show up. For those of you who don't know, over the last couple of weeks, I've had Boba come in and show up as a guest. Went over really well the first time, and maybe he might show up. Oh, I'm still here. You're still here? I thought you went home. No, the Sarlacc pit's been blown up. I can't crawl home. Ladies and gentlemen, the fallingest Fett in all of the Star Wars universe. That's right. He's out there. Ernie, that's just for you. Okay, here we go. I mentioned this to you before. I'm so stoked to have this guest join me today. Terry Smith. He is a collector. He's a scholar. He's a gentleman. He is an enabler. Good Lord, in the last few weeks as we've been talking, he's opened up my world to a number of different things. Anna, I'm so sorry. But man, he's leading me down some really, really cool rabbit holes. We're going to talk about something today. It is my pleasure and my honor to welcome to this channel, Terry Smith. Hey, Terry, how's it going?
Hey, dudes. Hey, Paul.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Terry, as well as being on having his own awesome YouTube channel about collectibles where he does reviews, he's got a couple of segments on Sideshow, correct me if I'm wrong. Which is So You Want to Be a Poser, which is where you actually... How to be a poser, sorry. Where you actually go through some of the finer details of posing 1/6 scale figures, which is really, really cool. And I have to admit, being relatively new in the 1/6 scale world of collecting, I was always very, just museum poses, I think you call them, right? They're just very static.
Yeah.
And I really learned to fall in love with the dynamicism and the range of motion and the possibilities of posing these figures, largely in part to your channel. So that was really cool. I mean, that just adds another level of enjoyment to collecting 1/6 scale figures, because it's not just looking and falling in love with the details, but it's as well being interactive with them, and either through toy photography or diorama displays. It's all right.
Big fingers. Dobby, come here.
Your dog's name is Dobby. How cool is that?
My dog's name is indeed Dobby.
That is amazing. Does it look like Dobby?
Good boy.
Let's see Dobby. How big is Dobby?
He's got the ears. Yeah. Dobby, can you come here? Stay there. It's okay. It's okay. No one's trying to steal us. Piper. Piper, that's enough. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl.
Two dogs.
Like, they never do this.
Of course not. We've got a super chat from Louis Lebitz. Hello, Paul, and what's up, Terry? This is awesome. Much love to you both, and thank you all for you do for us collectors. You both rock.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I know Lewis. He chimes in quite a bit. Probably chimes in as much as my dogs are.
No, that's excellent. So, I was just saying how that's just another level of enjoyment for these 1/6 figures, because I found myself actually just going through and experimenting with the range of motion with especially this Boba Fett 40th anniversary piece that I got a few weeks ago, and the different ways I can make him like fall, like the way he's looking like he's falling backwards, or he gets hit by accident, he's hanging upside down. Yeah. You really cut me deep, Paul. I thought we were friends. Look, Boba, I'm sorry. It's just I was using you for my own enjoyment. I have to admit, but we had some good times, right? Right? Anyway, so these are things that which are really cool, because I got some really great bits of advice from your channel. It just in terms of finding the mobility and what to look for in terms of a dynamic pose in character as well. And I think that's one of the greatest takeaways I have from watching you work and your work is, it's not just putting them in poses. It really is about telling that story and making sure it's in character. And that's next level stuff that I really, really enjoy. Which, of course, brings me to the next bit, which is how I actually met you. Is he's also the lead judge. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
That's why I was grinning. I'm just like, I know where this is going.
Terry is the head judge of a show called Strike a Pose, in which 3 contestants battle it out with the same 1/6 figure, and their task is to pose this 1/6 figure in a very dynamic sort of manner, and Terry is the judge, and he judges it on 3 basic criteria, right? And can you tell me what the criteria is, Terry?
Creativity, composition, and character.
There you go. So
I think I actually said that in character just now.
Yeah, you did. And it was a spirited competition. That's how I met Terry. I'd never done a competition like that before. And in fact, that was part of my journey at the Sideshow. I got a tour of the facility, but I also got to actually film my part in the Sideshow studios there, which was really cool. But a little wrinkle was
thrown. You're the first person to do that since COVID started.
That's right. So I feel very honored about that. But it was also the first time, instead of a 1/6 scale, they threw a quarter scale figure our way. And that was, of course, the Spider-Man Homecoming. Is it Homecoming? Yeah, the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Deluxe quarter scale figure, collectible figure.
Yeah.
From Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's it. With the massive base.
That was a mouthful.
Oh my gosh. That's the thing. It's a Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home. I know Home's in there somewhere. Just wanted to make sure I had the right one. But so it was a fantastic competition. Rahul Kohli was part of it, and so was Garrett Waring. Yes. They were both chickens and at their homes, shooting in the relative comfort of their zone. And it was a close competition, I have to say. It's on the Sideshow website, Sideshow YouTube page. I had a lot of fun with it, and it is, exhilarating and terrifying at the same time, right? Because we didn't know what figure we were going to get.
Quicker than you think.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
and then
so
partway through, as you're figuring it out, Terry and the show, they love to throw a little knuckleball your way, right? Like a little curveball. And in particular, I think I was the only one who really got screwed, because I was the only one that had the foresight to include this one particular accessory in my pose, and that posed.
If I could say something here, that particular curveball that I threw, when I was trying to decide what accessory to use for the curveball, I thought, all right, these guys probably have never worked with a quarter scale figure before, so I'm just going to go easy on them. I'm just going to have them switch a web. Never imagining that it was going to affect somebody's pose that tragically.
That's right. And this is all, this is all predetermined well before we've even started, right? So these are things that are just planned well in advance, and it just so happened as it happens to me. I mean, I keep saying if bad luck were a shit stain, I'd be wearing a brown tuxedo, right? So there I was.
Yeah,
but
I felt so bad. Yeah. I felt so bad, and here's why: because by halfway through the contest and seeing what you were doing, I had already determined in my head Paul's winning this contest.
Right.
I just knew you were going to win the contest.
See, which I love hearing. I think that's so cool. Of course, I didn't, and we'll get into that in a little bit too. I didn't win that contest.
This is how I find out.
I got. You knew. Yeah, I got job for all you out there. Oh, before we continue on, Terry, what are you drinking? What do you got in front of you today?
Oh, I haven't poured yet.
Oh,
I've got
okay.
my ice ready.
All right.
I was planning on. I've got this Knob Creek Single Barrel Select. It's a
Nice.
local liquor store around the corner. They got their own barrel pick. They went and did a tour of the distillery, and they got their own barrel pick.
All right.
And it's good. It's really good. It's 120 proof though, so.
So you can set fire to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Nice.
But I think what I'm going to do, I was planning on drinking that, but I think what I'm going to do is I've got this bottle of Weller Antique 107,
Ooh,
which
lovely.
is a really sweet wheated bourbon that I've tried, but I bought this thinking that I was going to crack it open and use it to celebrate the finalization of my divorce.
Huh.
But in retrospect, I don't think that's something I'm going to want to celebrate. So I'm instead going to use it to celebrate my first appearance on Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated.
Yay! Well, thank you so much. That's absolutely lovely. And cheers to you. I'll let you pour, and then we'll do a proper toast. I'm drinking the Jamesons on the rocks, as always, because I've been in my hotel room for the last 7 days. So this is what we got. Cheers to you. Oh, that's a lovely ice cube too. Everyone, if you've got a glass in your hand, it doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be anything. Cheers to all of you for making it through another week. It's great to have you here. Kombe. Okay, that hit the spot. I'm just gonna segue really quick here. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. I'm Paul Sun-Young Lee. This is a special occasion because this is a post-COVID sort of episode where I have successfully recovered from a very mild case of COVID. I caught COVID. It was very mild for me, thankfully. I'm back on the mend. At part of this channel, what it is about celebrating geeky goodness and having fun and connecting and community building. Part of that community building is you'll notice I say some certain phrases like, nothing can be easy, or for those of you who don't know, I lament certain things. I talk about resale value of certain items. Yeah, Terry.
Question.
Yeah.
When you're reciting these, do we have to drink every time?
No, this is like a free zone. Free zone. Yeah, we hammer it. So those are the rules of the game, and then that's how we. What are you looking at, Boba? You looking at me? I didn't say anything. You don't know how to hold your liquor. Oh, I know how to hold my liquor. You better watch out. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, here we go. There are some rules to this drinking game. I'm going to bring them up right now. These are the official drinking game rules right now. Basically what happens is when you hear these phrases like, if I say, shut up, Tommy, that's in reference to my good friend Tommy, who is also my neighbor, who is also one of the great members of the chat. If you hear me tell him to shut up, take a drink. If you hear the phrase, for those of you who don't know, take a drink. If you hear me utter the words, nothing can be easy, because often I've screwed something up, take a drink. Also take a drink if Anna, my wife, who is also a moderator, burns me in the comments. If I tease my son Miles or Noah. If I talk about the resale value of something or ruining the resale value of something, take a drink. If I mention instructions, which I adore, take a drink. If I use profanity, take a drink. If I find a debt in a box and I say, it's fine, but you know it's not fine, because it bugs me, take a drink. And if I have to take a bio break, go and finish your drink and go get another drink. So those are the unofficial rules. It really is about having a good time. Obviously, if you have alcohol, enjoy it responsibly. If you don't, you can drink anyways. Again, this is all about having fun. So, cheers to all of you. And as I'm saying this, I see this comment up here from my friend Bitter Troll. It says, in other words, fear for your liver. That's right.
I always do.
There you go. You're not doing your job right if you're not scared for your liver. Anyways, okay, so That having been said, this channel is also about unboxing a bunch of really geeky collectibles, doing a half-ass review about it, like a very cursory review, and then chatting. And we're doing the chatting part. So this is what it is. It's nice, it's relaxed, it's fun. This community is amazing. I love it. Let's continue on. So Terry, we're gonna raid your basement because you have a number of really, really cool things, and I would love to start off with something you basically just introduced me to a couple of days ago. I didn't know they existed. Anna, I am so sorry, but man, it's a deep rabbit hole. Terry, I'm going to give it over to you, and you can explain what these lovely cabinets are all about.
Okay. Well, at some point about a couple years ago, I guess it was, that I was browsing through Sideshow's website because even though I'm an employee there, it's still something that I do. And I came across these 6-scale video game consoles by a company called New Wave Toys. Now, if you don't know what these things are, it's essentially like somebody took an actual functioning physical video game cabinet from the 80s arcades and shrunk it down to a size that will accommodate your 6-scale figures. How can I say no? So I didn't. Actually, I did it first. I pre-ordered Centipede and I pre-ordered Tempest. And then I hit some financial hard times, so I backed off and I canceled them. Now they're selling for like $1,000 a piece. So if you're wondering if the market's there for them, there you know. So
Resale value.
They're remarkable. Resale value, yeah, exactly. I'm just going to go ahead and...
All right, while he goes off to get these goodies. Here we go.
To give you guys a little... Yeah, like here's a... Here, I have this up on a shelf. It's Optimus Prime playing Asteroids. And again, the cabinet is fully functional. You can play it like you could play the arcade game. And yeah, it's they're a lot of fun.
Is there
I have a few here that I haven't opened.
Is there a little miniature rollerball for Asteroids?
No, no, not for Asteroids. Asteroids... Go ahead and bring that up to the screen just so you can see. But there's the console.
Oh, okay. It's more like Defender. Because I remember... Detail. Oh, man.
Yes.
I just love that.
Yeah. The rollerball is for... I think Centipede had a rollerball. And Missile Command had a rollerball famously. And Missile Command is actually has actually just gone up for pre-order not too long ago. So I have that coming.
Because there was that one game where you were that ship in the middle and you rotated... Oh, that is Asteroids. Right. You had to use the thrust buttons. Was it Tempest?
Oh.
I might think you Joust, maybe even.
That's Asteroids.
That is Asteroids, right?
It's just vector art?
Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? You had a button that rotated you left and right and a button for thrust. There was no rollerball.
And one for fire.
I always wished I had a rollerball, but just because controlling that ship was insane when I was a kid. Couldn't do it.
Nightmare. No. I was terrible at this game, and I struggle with it because you can play it on, I think it's available on Xbox.
Okay.
Might be, not sure.
Very cool.
But still can't do it. Still sad it.
Wow. So these cabinets are available on Sideshow, you're saying?
Sideshow, like a lot of companies, New Wave Toys actually releases a regular version that Sideshow actually does get an allotment of, and you can buy them on the Sideshow website. But they also have an exclusive variant that you can only get at newwavetoys.com.
Wow.
I typically go for both. I have, like for Qbert.
Yeah.
Qbert's the next one coming down the pipe. There's the standard edition, but then later on down the line, there was like some sort of super difficult, insanely hard version of it that was very limited. In fact, it might have only been in like the creator's basement.
Wow.
So it's a really unique cabinet, but they've also produced that.
Oh my God. And
I know, it's deep. Yeah.
Now, for those of you who are faint of heart, plug your ears, but can I ask, what's the average price of one of these cabinets?
Well, they used to be pretty affordable. They're still affordable, I think. But $110, I think, was the initial cost of them. The most recent one that I got was like $150.
That's actually really good.
For what you're getting?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, a hot toy will run you double that, right? Like even a basic hot toy. And I'm thinking, like, in my world, like the Star Wars, like the Coruscant Guard, for example, is like $220 US, right? So, if you're talking 1/6 scale, you have something that's actually that detailed and functions where you can play the game.
And you can play it.
Yeah, that's off the hook. That's off the hook, right? Nerdy. Like, I don't know. I think I might need to sorry, Anna, I might need to break that particular.
If you could, I'm sorry, Anna, too. I blame myself.
Yeah, because the thing is, hey, they fit. They're small. They can fit in little places.
They do. Yeah. I questioned at first whether they were actually 6 scale because they seemed shorter than I remembered. But then I remembered when I was playing them, I was only
You're
like
little.
5'5". Yeah.
That's exactly it, right? Oh my God, that's fantastic. So you said now you got in, and it was funny because when you texted me about it, you said you got your 1943 cabinet in, and I didn't know what you were talking about at first. I was like, oh, cabinets from 1943. I didn't know he was a vintage, like a cabinet collector, this or that. And it wasn't until you showed me the picture that it clicked. It was like, the game 1943. And I thought you were collecting the full-size cabinet ones because those are starting to make a bit of a comeback, right? The coin-op games.
Yeah.
They have the little mini versions, but you can get the cabinets that make them either medium or the extenders to get them to full size. But when you told me they were the 1/6 scale ones, and then you showed me that picture of Optimus Prime playing on it, like I lost my mind. Like you saw what I texted back to you, right? It was just like
Yeah. It's, twice. Damn it, Terry. It hit you so hard you said damn it, Terry, twice. I was going to reply, is there an echo in these texts? But,
yeah, no, it was
Hashtag
pretty cool.
Dagobah.
Yeah, there. But
and by the way, 1943 is one of those exclusive ones. It's actually still available at newwavetoys.com. You can pick it up. In fact, I think if you buy it now, they're offering a free human-sized joystick controller for the game.
Wow!
So that you don't have to actually fiddle
Play
with
on the
the
little
buttons on the console. Yeah.
How can I
for
say no?
$150, yeah.
Here we go.
Wrong, dude. It's hard to go wrong.
Here we go. My wife joins in. Damn it, Terry. There you go.
I see that now.
It's all there.
Sorry, Anna.
Which is great.
I'll keep the temptation to a minimum.
All right.
I don't know how.
Hey, we got Hip Optimus Prime in the house. I knew he would show up. Cool. How's it going? How you doing, Nigel? Hope you're doing well. 1943 indeed is an awesome game. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I keep meaning to check in on you. And I will message you after this, just want to make sure that you are okay. We got a super chat here from my good friend Kevin, towing around $2. What cab would Boba play? What cabinet would Boba play? I don't know. Hey Boba, which cabinet do you think you'd play? One that's totally badass. Yeah, badass like me. Okay, so like what would it be? I don't know. Something where I get to not fall into things. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't know. What games do you not fall?
Right out.
Pitfall is right out. Oh, you're going to join in on this too, are you, Terry? That's all right. I've had worse odds. And you've had better. And you've still failed. All right, we're going to keep going on here.
Never stop doing that. Never. Please.
It's just so easy. It's just so easy.
It just flows, man. You're rocking it.
All right, for this week, I did get a few things in myself.
Cool.
I am waiting on a shipment of a couple of Hot Toy figures that are coming my way. In true fashion, they're actually arriving tomorrow, so they'll be ready for next FUNBOXING Sunday. But for now, I've got some things here. I got a few little. Everybody saw the little Bandai version of the Razor Crest that I got here, which is cool. So I'm going to be building this. And I also went and I got, and this is pretty cool. This is right here, the Rogue Squadron X-Wing Starfighter. It's a special edition where you have two different scales. It's the, oh my God, where is it? I need my special glasses. It's a 144 scale and 1/72 scale. So you've got a larger X-Wing and a smaller X-Wing in here. And then this little mini Star Destroyer, which is
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's really tight. It's so funny.
And badass.
The largest ship in the smallest scale, in the smallest box. But size doesn't mean anything, right? Like you can look like a badass on the outside, but still really fail to live up to expectations, right, Boba? I'm not talking to you anymore. All right, so we just move on from there. I also have here. From Toy Traders, and I usually never get this kind of stuff. But this, I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. It is, of course, the Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange. I'll unbox this and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, it's funny. I don't, for whatever reason, it was the arc reactor and this. These are the two very non-Star Wars-y things that I usually would never ever even approach, but for some reason, something inside of me said, "Go get it." So I got it, and we'll see how this stacks up to the Hero Collector arc reactor. Now, Terry, you also have, you do have a hot toy that we're going to be taking a look at as well, right?
Yeah,
We've got a certain roguish. Yeah, let's.
For surprise.
Let's let everybody know what it is.
I'm looking around for it right now, and I don't know.
Excuse me.
Okay. It's not still. You can see it's still sealed in the cardboard box, but this is Star Wars Episode 5, Lando Calrissian 40th Anniversary Edition.
Yeah, baby.
So yeah,
Looks absolutely gorgeous.
every time.
Here we go. So we're going to be opening up this Lando edition, which I've seen online, and the reviews that I've seen as well. The sculpt of Lando's head is brilliant. I mean, I think Hot Toys is really kicking into another level for their sculpts. They're just looking like little people.
I keep thinking they can't get any better, and then they prove me wrong.
Right?
Consistently.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So, what do you want to start off with? What should we start off with? Do you want to?
Do we want to go big and start big and go small, or other way around? Build up to it.
No, let's build up to it. Let's try the reverse, because I usually shoot my hot load. Wow.
Tell me more.
Whoops. Usually I shoot the Hot Toys load early.
That might be
Yeah,
okay.
and then
Just to be safe.
have a drink. There you go. That's an accidental innuendo. As always, I always end up sounding dirtier than it. Anyways, take a drink.
Where was I doing that the other day? It was. I can't say too much about this, but we were filming an episode of Strike a Pose, and the contestants were really randy and having a great time, and I just let myself off the leash a little bit. I'm sure that it won't make the final cut. But
Right.
yeah, there was some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, since I just stepped in it, why don't I start by opening up? Let's take a look at this.
That's all I do, dude.
Let's take a look at this Doctor Strange Eye of Agamotto. Now it does take batteries, and I actually went out and I got batteries for it. So I am prepped for batteries. I also have my kniff, and I have a screwdriver, just in case these dastardly beings have me do this. So I'm going to switch. Let's switch to this overhead cam here. Cheapo cam. So here it is. Doctor Strange, right here. Eye of Agamotto. This is supposed to be. I believe it's 1-to-1 scale. I think that's one of the reasons why I got it. I have a strange weakness when it comes to scaled, like 1-to-1 scale replicas. Again, I got this at Toy Traders out in Langley, BC. It is part of the Hasbro Legend series. You have to be over 14 years old to be able to enjoy this, apparently. I think if you're any younger than this, you just won't appreciate it. Sorry.
Is that physically or emotionally? Because I may not qualify.
Well, there you go. I think it's really up to you. But what also got me is It's got light effects, right? It says so in 5 different languages, including English, as you can see. It is an electronic talisman. Here's a shot of, there's a removable infinity stone. Of course, that is the time stone, the green one right there. I think you have to be 14 plus, because if you're not, you might try to eat it and swallow it. Although, heck, I might try as well, as if it looks good enough, like as good as that. It's got this beautiful display stand as well. It rotates to open. And yeah, the box art is pretty sweet, Millhouse. So I'm going to open this up. It also takes 2 batteries, 2 AAA batteries. So here we go. Let's open this sucker up here.
I might have to make a trip to GameStop tomorrow after this show.
Ah, there you go. You see. This is, and you know what? This retailed for, this is about $90 Canadian. So I think it's like $20 American. So.
Sounds about right.
Here we go.
Sold.
I gotta open this up here.
Here's a question that I have. After the time stones were met their ultimate fate, is the Eye of Agamotto still a thing?
Well,
or is that no longer in the Marvel universe?
You know what?
Cinematic universe.
Yeah, I'm curious as to that myself. Anytime you start getting into like any of those time streams, I go cross-eyed. You know, it's just they try to fix it by saying once it's returned, when it branches off, it gets pruned, right? Like they try to explain that in Loki.
Yeah.
But it's all a bit of a mess, I think. So I think they're going to be, you know, they're going to go fast and loose with those rules there. Here we have, of course, everybody get your drinks ready. Instructions, my favorite. I love instructions, even if it is a pretty much a slam dunk of how the thing works. And we're all adults. I love it because this just removes all doubt. Even if it is a no duh type thing, it is, sometimes you overlook things, right? So here you go, you got the breakdown. Yeah, go ahead.
After I take my obligatory drink, the whole thing about me and instructions, I just want to send this out there into the webosphere. But it's a gag. I totally look at instructions. And, yeah.
We know.
You have
We
to.
know. That's why I lean against it. I know. I lean against, and I go the opposite way, like just because it is such a rich and fertile area where like I don't need that and stuff like that. I go the other way. It's like I need them because you don't know.
Lean into it.
Right? Yeah, I lean into it. I like going that way. So I find it's a little bit fresher. So here we got. Okay, I'm gonna open this up. Oh, now at first glance, I'm gonna say this looks like metal. Like this, the paint application on this is fantastic. As soon as you pick it up, you know, oh, it's plastic. It's a hard plastic, and then when you look in here, for sure, it's plastic. But this application right here, the weathering and the aging actually looks pretty top notch. Out of the box, out of the cardboard box, it looks like a beautiful metal brass-ish kind of coppery sort of display. We have the eye itself. I'm betting this is the Infinity Stone, and here we have what looks like Crocodile Loki's little set of horns. It's not. It's obviously it's the base that fits in here, and I believe it just sort of snaps and rotates. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to check the instructions first, because you don't know. You can assume, but you just don't know all the time. I resemble that remark. Hey man, I just spent 90 Canadian dollars on this. I don't want it to snap. And then I'd be out.
I will never seriously fault you for that. It looks so good.
This is great. And it is. There's some slots here that obviously correspond to the slots in the base. You just need to line it up and then pop it in. And not pinch your fingers like I just did right there. There you go.
Wow.
See? Because of me, they have a warning. Just gonna unload. Let's just open this up. Ooh, don't eat the green mint. It looks like somebody's gum that they spit out.
Wow. It does.
It's got three metallic points, so there is an LED light in here, I'm sure, that lights up, that will make this chewed up piece of gum look spectacular once it fits in here. But of course, we will need to insert some batteries to the Eye of Agamotto itself. It's got this really cool, I mean, this is a woven, sorry, get this, let me turn on this light here. It's got a nice little woven, it's rubbery, it's a softer, malleable plastic. Yeah, it's very simple. And I would imagine.
Yeah, perfectly accessible. Is it? How long has this been out? Is this a brand new thing?
No, this has been out for a few months now. I would imagine. I think I've seen it. I think Kevin from Toying Around actually has one. I think I saw it from them, from him a while ago. Anyways, the batteries fit back here, apparently. So I'm going to get my trusty screwdriver, and while I'm doing this ever so exciting bit of course, right? Of course. It's the wrong, and I can't see anything.
Yeah, this is the thing about doing it live as opposed to doing what I do, which is shooting it and then editing it to suit my purposes.
Yeah.
When you're doing it live, then you.
But that's when you have
focus.
You have lovely people such as yourself to converse with.
To chime in.
Yeah.
To chime in. One of the questions that I actually have is, if I use profanity, do people have to drink? Do I have that power?
No. I think it's just because.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to try it, you could see. I guess if I respond with profanity, like call and answer type thing, it might be. That might be the case.
Sean Criscall chimes in, Vamp Terry Vamp. Is there anything particular that y'all would like me to vamp about while Paul is working on maintenance on his Infinity Stone, on his Eye of Agamotto? Then feel free to chime in.
There you go.
Yeah, we should have like a list of things to prepare.
Yeah, the airing of the grievances. Hey, what I want to know, Terry, is I know it was a really, really tough decision in the end, and I'm talking about strike a pose and stuff. But I want to talk about some of that, like in particular, one of the sketchy bonus points that you gave Rahul at the end, and that is, of course, if any contestant has a figure that is posed similar to your pose, the one that you chose.
This is fair. This is
right?
fair. Go on.
And I can't help but like you picked his because it was kind of not really. I mean, in my opinion, after looking back, I'm like, I think Garrett's was actually closer to your pose than Rahul's, and yet you gave the point to Rahul, and I'm just sort of wondering, well, why? What made you? I don't know. I would like an explanation of that.
Russ, I knew this question was coming, Paul. I knew it was coming, so I had a lot of time to think about it. And the best answer that I can give is that
you like
that
him better.
particular episode. Typically, I have a lot longer to judge,
right?
And to come up and to award points and to come up with a win. But we were under a time crunch that day for a couple of reasons.
Right. Rahul had to go to the airport.
Yeah. Okay, you can talk about it.
So I'll say it. I'll sell him out. He won. I don't care. He had to go to the airport.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But the thing of it is that when we came down to the wire, when judging was going on, and at the time that I totaled all the points, it was, I think, 22, 23, and 24 was the score for, in that order. It was, or 22, 23, and 23. You and Rahul each had 23 points. Garrett had 22. And I made a quick judgment call that I think I will wrestle with for all time as to whether or not it was the right call. I don't know that it was. I do feel like the right pose won. Through no fault of yours. Rahul went with what he knew. He went with a nice, gently. Well, and by the way, I'm recalling this from memory. I haven't looked at this episode in a long, long time.
Right.
But he went with a nice, gently curved, solid museum pose. You went all in. And one of the things that I always say when we're talking about on strike a pose, when you're posing on strike a pose, is feel free to go heavy and go big with a dynamic pose. But when you do that, I keep thinking about this assembly that I had when I was like in 4th grade or 3rd grade or something like that in my old grade school, where these guys showed up to demonstrate hacky sacks. And they kept kicking this ball, this hacky sack, higher and higher and higher into this big, tall gymnasium. And one of the things the guy said was, the higher you kick the hacky sack, the more time it gives you to screw up underneath. And I'm like, that's actually a pretty good analogy for any attempt at doing a dynamic 6-scale figure pose. Anyway, I admire your courage, but I felt really weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I still see some regret in your eyes here.
There is some regret.
You said it yourself that,
and now, yeah, go on.
No. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, right? I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm honestly just giving you a hard time.
I believe you.
But it's that whole. When you said, "Oh, in fact, yours is the pose that I want to replicate," like out of all the poses, yours is the one that I kind of want to redo, and Rahul was very, very magnanimous in sort of agreeing with that and stuff and stuff. And it was just like, for me, it was just, I was like, wow. So 2 out of everybody was like, yeah, this pose is awesome, and yet you went with the museum pose. And so that was the only thing. It was just like, I killed myself trying to put this guy upside down. I had to go through all the adversity of having to swap out his web. I had his mask up over his head as well, something Rahul took complete credit for, and thus discredited anybody else. Even though, you know what it's like, I'm not sitting beside him, I'm not looking at his screen at all.
You had no idea.
I don't care. I'm just doing like boom. So like, I didn't even get points off of that to say, hey, that was a really great idea too, Paul. It was just that Rahul just took all the credit for it. And then it was just like, yeah.
Well, I had no idea. I think he heard me saying something about it, or he heard somebody saying something about it, and
right.
And he he either assumed that you aped it, or he was just busting your balls. And I think it was the latter. I don't know if you follow Rahul's Twitter account, but he is an amazing ball buster. Consummate, just epic. He's got skills.
Yeah, and because he is simply, get your drinks ready, everybody. He just doesn't give a fuck, which is awesome. Like and that's what I love about Rahul. He just does not give double down a fuck.
He really doesn't. Yeah. In fact, I think one of the things that caused me so much pain about the whole decision, like, frankly, if it came to like personality and enthusiasm, then Garrett had that show.
Oh, he would have won it. Yeah.
I mean, nobody's brought it the way Garrett did, right? Yeah. He was just so awesome. And Rahul he was so damn cool that it almost seemed like he didn't, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just so chill. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's almost like the 2 guys that wanted the most are the ones that didn't get it. So that's the part that bothers me the most.
It's all good. Hey, you know what? For me, that was a lot of fun. First of all, it's even more fun bugging you about it, because I think it actually does kind of like it bugs you that.
No, not at all.
No. No, but yeah, I think
I'm a big dog. I've actually told friends that this will be the episode of Strike a Pose that haunts me forever. I can't say that while I don't want to get myself into trouble here with you or with Sideshow or with anybody else, but
Terry, yeah. I'm just busting your balls, man. I had a great time. I got a really cool 1/4 scale figure out of all this. I got to meet three really cool people online, and then I got to meet Paul and Alan, the producer.
Alan.
I mean, I got to tour Sideshow. I did all these things. I mean, I'm honestly, that was the whole day was a win, and having you on this show here and having fun with you and busting your balls. Honestly, if it really bugged me, you wouldn't be on this show, and I kind of love that you're squirming a bit over this. Yeah. So it's awesome. Okay.
I do squirm a lot.
It's all good, my friend. It's all good.
Sensitive.
Oh no. All right. So while we were busting Terry's chops, I was able to finally get the batteries in.
Terry squirms, you have to take a drink.
There's a new one for today. Every time. Here you go. Hey, Darren Lai is in the basement. Hello, Darren. How are you, everyone? Say hello to Darren. I keep saying this. I'm going to keep bugging him about this. He is the current commanding officer for the Rebel Legion in Canada. So everybody give him a hearty hello. He was actually in that Niagara Falls Comic-Con Fan Festival video that I just dropped a couple of days ago. And he was in his X-Wing fighter costume. So there he is, the CEO of the Canadian Rebel Legion. I'm going to switch over now to this cheap overhead cam. And I was able to get the batteries in. And here we got our chewing gum. Now there are 3 metallic contact points. There are 3 in there. I'm going to see what happens if I put it in. Hopefully I can drop it in so the contacts actually make contact. Wouldn't that be so? There you go. Clicks right in. And I have no idea how this is. Wait, is this? Oh, this is the release. Is that the receipt? See, and this is why you need instructions. Because there's a whole lot of nothing going on there. Popped it in. This is supposed to light it up. If you press this button, it doesn't. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Woo! I think I just went blind from that LED flashing in my eyes. It's very bright.
That'll happen.
It's very bright. I'm just gonna.
Oh my God! There. Look at it.
It's pretty cool.
Wow! Dang, dude.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Goodness. There's a. I think it's and it. You just. Ah, here you go. So, it clicks shut and it locks, but you have to turn it manually, and then I guess you press that, and there you go. It opens up like magic.
Oh my God. Seriously.
And then it fits right there on its pedestal.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it great? All right, everybody, get your drinks ready.
Yeah.
Get your drinks ready because Paul has to go to the bathroom. Bio break time. So,
all right.
Take a drink. Here we go. Hold on.
So this is my opportunity to riff?
Yep. Take it away, Terry.
Me on camera. Yeah, this is definitely one of those things where I think we definitely should have had a list of things to talk about. So I'm just going to keep monitoring the chat here and see if anybody has any questions for me while he's away doing his thing. My screen is buffering. I hope I'm the only one who has that issue, but yeah. So this is fun. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm actually looking at the screen right now, and yeah, I am the only one on camera. That is so awkward. Anyway, hey, how's everybody doing out there? Any questions for the next time Paul has to take a bio break? Feel free to throw them out there, and I'll write them down. Yeah. So Tommy K asks, Terry, do you like stuff? And Mel Date is wondering, how big is my basement? My basement is the same size as the main floor of my house, so about 1,300 square feet. Tommy K, do I like stuff? That's all I gotta say. I mean, that's really just, and that's just one room, so kind of goes on. Is that a Chadwick photo behind you, Terry? Yes, that is actually a copy of the cover of the Time magazine when they featured Chadwick Boseman as their cover story from way back in the day. I went online to time.com, and they actually have a store where you can special order copies of their framed copies of the cover. It's really high quality stuff, really good looking, and I just desperately, because I hesitate to say that I'm a fan of anything, because fan is short for fanatic, and I don't think I am a fanatic of anything. My wife might disagree. But I'm a great admirer of Chadwick's body of work. I think he's a transformative actor, and what he did for Black Panther, well, do I even need to say anything? I think everybody pretty much knows. Everybody gets it. Terry, can you show your basement? I can, but I'm not gonna. Who's my favorite Star Wars character and why Boba Fett? It is not, in fact, Boba Fett, although I do own more Boba Fett figures than any other figure out there. Historically speaking, Boba Fett is... No, sorry. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been my favorite Star Wars character. That he's kind of started to be edged out by the likes of Ahsoka Tano. Really loving watching Ahsoka's journey happen. Thrilled that we're going to get to see it unfold in her own story, as well as in The Mandalorian. And maybe other series? Who knows? Yeah. How many Hot Toys do I have back there? Back there? 3. That's it. That's all that I have on display on these shelves behind me. I have another dozen or so on either side of my desk, but for the most part, right now, most of my collection is boxed up in the basement, waiting for more shelves to be built. So I've got a little bit of time. Let's see, where else are we here? Yeah. Hey! Look,
hey, I was just going to go get a bite to eat. You were doing so great.
Thanks, man. Did you refill your drink while you were at it? I only asked because I'm going to drink if you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I rushed back. I sat down, and you were doing you're doing fantastic taking over this channel. Answered some questions.
Happy to give you a break, man.
Here we go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
I have been taking a lot of fluids lately because that's what you're supposed to do when you have COVID. And the end result is I have to go to the bathroom a lot. So thank you, everybody, for your patience. But hey, you know me. I like my bio breaks. So we are here. Okay, so we're back. We just opened up the Eye of Agamotto here. It's really, I have to say, this is actually pretty, like, the paint application, the actual quality of the build, it's pretty solid. And the whole necklace thing too, as well. It's very
That's
sturdy.
What everybody wants to see.
There you go. Boom. Gonna turn you back in time.
I gotta say, if you don't mind, just looking at it, I didn't expect much when you told me that you were gonna be. Oh, look at that.
Right.
If I wasn't sold, I'm sold every time you open it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's
it's
just quality stuff.
It's bright. It is really. This is something that is. It's weird having a hand crank it to shut it. I kind of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, it's spring loaded, which makes it opening up like really sort of that very cool. But it's just the closing it, which isn't just look away. Right, like if you could just click it and have it turn back the other way, I think that would be the bot. You know, that would be the really
Magic
dope.
is all about the art of misdirection.
Yeah,
So
look over there.
looking at when you crank it.
Right. I pressed the button. Like, just hold on a second. Yeah. Hank Scorpio. That's what I feel like.
So good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it's on me now. Yeah. So.
The quality of the Hasbro stuff is really next level these days. You know, I mean, you got that. I'm
Yeah.
expecting we're both expecting our Razor Crests to come in.
That's right. That's right.
Preliminary photos of that.
Monstrous. Love it though. I was super jealous when you told me that it was coming to you, because I have this. I got the notice from I was telling you, and this is for everybody else who's watching. I got my notification from HasLab saying, "Hey, your Razor Crest is shipping. Are you sure you want us to send it to this address?" Like they give that confirmation, right?
Yeah.
Because it has been over a year and people move and whatnot, and so they want to give you the choice. And I had this conundrum: do I get them to ship it to me in Vancouver, or do I ship it home? And in the end, I decided to just ship it home because, I mean, I would have had it here, which would have been awesome, and I could have done an unboxing. But at the end of the day, I was just really worried about, shipping it back home and it getting damaged or lost. So I figured, keep it safe at home, something to look forward to when I get back at home, other than seeing my family, of course. And, having it there, and my channel has never really been about getting the newest stuff first. It's always just about opening stuff that I think is super cool, no matter how old or how new it is. So that I thought I'll be patient with that one, and so pretty happy with that. And I'll just live vicariously through everybody else, which is great. And who knows? Maybe I might not open it. Maybe I'll keep its value and I'll let it skyrocket because I don't open it. And then who knows? Maybe 10 years down the line. There you go. It'll be even more scarce, and then I'll see. Anyways,
Yeah.
I won't ever do that. I don't know. I have a difficult time thinking about items just purely for resale and then flipping them. Especially if it's something like that you only have one of. Sometimes I accidentally pre-order things a few times, sometimes. And in that case, it's either a giveaway or you flip them to sell them. But
Okay. Yeah. I may be having my first giveaway sometime soon.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I just have to figure out the format at this point. But
Okay.
I've got a couple items in mind. So.
I want to talk to you.
It's a giveaway drink.
So
Fortunately,
everybody,
we're in a format for that.
for those of you just joining us right now too, this is Terry Smith. He is the Postmaster General for Sideshow. He is a collector. He's a fantastic human being. He's also the judge on Strike a Pose, which is it's a monthly show. It's a web show on their YouTube channel. That's how Terry and I kind of met. Not kind of. We did meet that way. I was a big fan of his work before. He also has So You Want to Be a Poser on his own channel. Terry Smith. I want to talk to you about your Endgame set of videos now.
How did I know that was going to come up next? Okay.
Just because, it is... It's a bold statement, and this is a video that you dropped a few months ago And it's I think it's got the most views on your video on your site because it's a headline.
Yeah.
It grabs your attention. If I get these grails, I'm going to quit collecting. And it's not just collecting things. You talk about leaving Sideshow from Strike a Pose, so you want to be a poser. Like you're talking about like a wholesale shift in terms of what your pursuits in life are going to be. And I find that fascinating. Can you talk a little bit more about that process and how you got there? That's a big question. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's big. It's going to require. It's a bit of a deep dive, and I don't know how far you want me to go into it, but I've been going through. Where to begin? The thing of it is that I've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm middle aged now. At the time I just hit 50 when I started thinking about this, and I start thinking about what I haven't done and life goals, bucket lists, things like that. And as we know, this hobby is can be kind of expensive. I mean, it all depends on several factors: how much self-control you have, how voracious your appetite is for collectibles, how expensive your collectibles of choice are. Collecting is the kind of a passion and hobby that is manageable within one's means, so to speak. And at some point I've come to realize that there are things that I want to do with my life that if I continue collecting the way that I collect, I probably am not going to be able to do. So I think it's just a question of priorities and reprioritizing. When I say I'm going to get out of collecting, that means everything around here is fine the way that it is. Will I purge? Eventually, maybe, probably, I don't know. But ultimately, there are things that I want to do. There are places that I want to go. I want to travel. And the best way to make that happen is probably if I free up some more disposable income. And the best way for me to do that, the most accessible way for me to do that, is for me to adjust my priorities, finally look around and say, look what you've built. It's good. It's good. It's finished. Yeah. Not to quote the Bible, but yeah.
Yeah. You know,
There we go, quoting you.
I think
quoting Jesus again.
No, hey, no judgment. I think that fascinated me as a collector, just because it is, what you speak of is truth. It's what you want to prioritize, what you what you want, and how do you get what you want quicker, because sometimes we can't have it all, and something's got to give, and it's one of these things and I commend you for that, actually. As a collector, I kind of go, whoa, okay, that's pretty heavy, because there's a part of me that still, I mean, it's a discipline too. You have to be disciplined enough to go, I want all these things. Do I need all these things? Do I have to have these things? It's okay to want something, but you don't necessarily need to have it, right? And it's having that discipline and the wherewithal to kind of go, yeah, I want these, but you know what? I want this more. And so it's very adult of you, Terry, is what I'm trying to say, which is cool because it is, I mean, we all know those collectors who come hell or high, it becomes obsessive. Like this can become all consuming. And there's that little part of us, human nature, whatever, the completest part of us is like, oh no, I need to have every single bit of this to complete that. Or I've been collecting these for so long, if I miss out on these, it's going to be incomplete. And it is that weird sort of part of the compulsion, the obsessiveness, the attention to detail about collecting in general that is sort of everybody can understand, right? And so I think it's just seeing that, because I just met you and I was doing a deep dive on your site, and I was like, oh my god, I really dig this guy. Like this is like we're on the same wavelength right here. And then I saw that and I was like, oh my god, that's quite the ultimatum, right? Once I get these 5 things, I'm out. And I thought, wow, and then immediately, what a hook.
And there's the challenge of it too, because it's easy to just keep going and keep spending and keep acquiring, but to actually look around and say, all right, what do I really and again, I don't want to use the word need, but what would satisfy my collection? What would make it complete, and make it so that it's a cohesive thing that just exists, and it's not going and going and going and going, because I just said main floor of my house is 1,300 square feet. There's only so many collectibles you can fit in that small space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it does nobody any good to have collectibles sitting in a box in a basement.
True enough.
Collectibles need to be displayed. And while I'm okay with curating,
Yes.
and I do that a lot, I think it's probably better to just have this to come home to, and then go out in the world and experience other things.
Yeah.
Meet new people, experience other cultures.
Yeah. Well, because it's this weird part of collecting that, and I'm guilty of this too. I go and I'll get it. Like I'll go out, okay, I got it, and it's like, okay, so you got it. So now what? Are you looking for the next thing you gotta get? And that's the thing. Like
next?
That's exactly it. And where does it stop? And so it was a really cool sort of wake up call as well for me, because it made me sort of sit back and sort of go, okay, so what is it about what I'm collecting that keeps me wanting to continue? Like, what is it? And is it just that endorphin rush of, okay, I got it, and then what's the next one? Because you want to keep that high going and stuff. And it really sort of, for me, it as well. I mean, I said I'm done collecting Black Series toys, like the figures. That was my first sort of like, that was the gateway of getting back into collecting, was like the Black Series stuff. And I was just sort of, and I was getting old Black Series figures that of characters that I really liked and I thought were cool. And I wasn't getting them because of the resale value. I was getting them because I liked the characters, and I just love the sculpts and stuff. Then I discovered Hot Toys, and it was just like, it just started to become too much. And it was just like, you know what, I need to stop. I need to sort of figure out, okay, so what do I want? And how do I how does it keep bringing me joy? Because Black Series weren't bringing me joy anymore. It was bringing me a lot of angst because of the way it was being distributed, because of the way everybody was just scrambling over them and trying to kill themselves to get these things. And I thought, it's
exhausting.
Yeah, it's like, that's not fun. Collecting should be fun, right? And when you get them, displaying them, taking them out of the boxes. That's why I like to joke that I'm a dirty, filthy opener. These things should be enjoyed. They should be out so people can look at them and go, oh my God, that's so fucking cool. Take a drink, I swore. So, that's one of the things about it. And so, but I just think it's a really, really cool concept. And the thing is that you were expecting your Grail series to take quite a bit of time, but within the span of like a couple of months, you got 2 out of the 5, right? And for those of you who don't know, Terry's list of 5 were the Hot Toys, the Light Cycle from Tron with Sean Flynn on it, Thanos, the premium collector statue, the Psylocke, the gigantic one, the Psylocke from Sideshow.
Oh, the fucking Psylocke,
right? The 1/6 scale.
That's going to be the Grail. Yeah.
That's the hardest one. Eh? The Dewback.
The hard one.
The 1/6 scale Dewback at Sideshow, and then you have the I have it written down. You know what they are. The Dewback.
I do, but I'm waiting to see if you do.
Yeah, no.
It is the Dark Rider on.
That's it.
Steve,
from Lord of the Rings.
What do they call it? The Dark Rider of Mordor premium format figure from Lord of the Rings. It's,
and then
the first day that I went into Sideshow, Tom Gilliland, the creative director for Sideshow, took me into his office, and it was sitting on his desk. And I remember thinking, I've never seen anything more magnificent than that. It's a fantastic representation of a truly horrific character from my childhood all the way up till today. I still look at the Black Riders with a sense of dread. I was just watching The Hobbit the other day. I'm like, oh God.
There you go.
Yeah, the 9, man. Creepy. Look, just to throw something out there. Since I made that video, I've had a lot of time to think about it.
Right.
And one of the things that occurred to me, that whole thing was no more Sideshow, no more How to Be a Poser, that kind of thing. That was kind of off the cuff. In hindsight, I'm just like, well, I really dig what I do for Sideshow, and I don't need to be an active collector in order to continue doing those videos and working for Sideshow. I don't. So that's still up in the air. I mean, as long as Sideshow's willing to have me and finds value in having me around, then I'll keep working for them.
Right on. Right on. Well, I couldn't see why they
'Cause
wouldn't.
I love it. I straight up love it.
Hey, you know what? It shows, Terry. It shows. I think there's not one person on that Sideshow for any of the videos. There's not one person when you kind of go, they're kind of mailing it in. Everyone, and that's what I love about Sideshow is everyone has who's there, they want to be there, and they like being there as well, which is really, really cool. The excitement, the authenticity is there, and yeah, it's super sweet. That was another reason I was like, oh man, damn, Terry, he's leaving Sideshow? What are they going to do? Right? So that was the thing.
Like I said, I think I got a little bit carried away with it there, but
hey, you know what?
The crux of it is that actively pursuing and spending my money on these. Yeah.
Now, would there be a piece though? I mean, we all say that until the next huge piece that just comes out that is just absolutely gorgeous. Where you kind of look and I go, oh damn. I mean, it's hard to predict the future, right? But that being said, there are times where I'm like, just when I think there's nothing that's going to bring me back, like I'm done with it, they drop something where you're like, oh.
We're going to start quoting The Godfather now?
Yeah, every time I think I'm out.
I think I actually have a list.
Okay.
A while back, I told myself no more premium format figures, no more statues. I'm done.
Right.
And I made a list. And Christ, I wish I could remember what was on it. But one of them was Moon Knight. Yeah, definitely. If Sideshow did an out of the park home run Moon Knight premium format figure, then I would be all over that.
You know, you're going to get a whole whack of those. Bullseye. There you go.
Yeah, Bullseye premium format figure. They did a comic kit years ago. It was okay. It was good. I actually owned it. But yeah, a Bullseye premium format figure, something to put up with that. I have both red and black suit Electras and the new Daredevil PF, but if I had a Bullseye to pair with that,
that'd get you back into the game. Right.
Yeah.
Because I've re-entered the world of collectibles again, and because of the pandemic, really, I mean, like I was just kind of dipping my toes in a little bit beforehand, and a few things here there. But I mean, just the pandemic and this channel and sharing the joy of collectibles with a lot of the members out there too, and subscribers and viewers. It's reawakened this joy in me as well. It's just like, this is something that, because I'm discovering things, like you're showing me those cabinets, and like, damn, day before yesterday, I didn't even know they existed. Now I want a couple, just for that.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, there you go. But, and that's what I mean. You like, there these things that it is really discovering these things that brings me joy as well. Not so much as having them, but discovering them and then sharing that discovery with other people too. And it's like, yeah, I have budgetary restraints as well. I do have space restraints. And I am admitting it. We have space constraints. We got a ton of things.
Don't admit it, then you have a problem.
That's exactly it, right? And so it is, and it's that whole idea of, like you say, curating your collection, where you rotate things in and out, you keep it fresh. Certain things go away, new things get brought out. I really do want to start exploring 1/6 scale toy photography as well. The dioramas and whatnot. I've seen some really gorgeous things. I got a light box. I've been playing around a little bit with that, and putting in some of the 1/6 scale figures. And it is something that is just I find just fascinating. So there is more to just collecting than just having and posing, right? There is that sort of finding really, really cool creative outlets for these figures as well. At least for me, there is. So I'm really digging it.
Well,
so
the way that I look at it is it's the grown-up version of playing with my action figures. Back then, I was confined in my head into my bed, the floor, my bedroom, whatever, as my playground for my action figures. Now, I've got a whole new avenue opened up to me with lights and cameras, smoke, color, what have you. So I've been able to actually take whatever's in my head and project it into 2 dimensions onto a screen. So yeah, it's and I came upon that by accident. I mean, it wasn't something that I actively pursued. I was working as a photographer for Sideshow, and they were like, "Can you do this?" And I was like, "Let's find out." So
very cool. There you go. See, and that's what I love. It's this whole, can you do it? Let's find out.
yeah,
Right? That's the joy. That's the journey for me. It's just like, let's find out. Let's go. Like, I have cameras.
Yeah.
I've got these figures. I've got lights. And so let's learn to be, let's learn how this is done. Let's play around and see what sticks. And I see a smile on your face. I'm smiling thinking about it. And just like, that stuff that feeds me. That keeps me going, right? And this is stuff that, as well, it's like you share with other people. Like, some of my favorite Instagram accounts are the toy shooters that are out there, the 1/6 scale, the quarter scale, with the dioramas, with the smoke effects, with the dirt. It is just, it's incredible what people are doing with these things. And I don't know. I think if it brings you joy and it's not hurting anybody else, go for it, right? So
thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly so. That's actually been a philosophy that I followed since like college. So
there you go. All right, let's open up some stuff here. Let me see. We're gonna save Lando for the end, but we're gonna.
Dragon Slayer.
Oh my god, that'd be dope. See, when you said dagger, it took me a second. To figure out what Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer. Oh my god. So, aren't you excited, Boba? Excited about what? Dragon Slayer. Like the Sarlacc. It's not funny. See, this time you won't fall into it because it's like this animated thing. Don't worry about it.
Sick bird, bro. All right, so hold on a second. I'm going to reopen this really quick because for some reason you started echoing. So
Sorry.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, you're going to need a back to tank for those burns, Boba.
Yeah.
You cut me deep, Paul.
There you are.
Always.
All right, I'm just
Here
gonna,
you go.
get down here because because of the situation here with my camera, I don't have the overhead camera set up.
Okay.
So
I'm just
kind
gonna.
of prepared.
I'll give you full screen capabilities.
So. Oh wow!
Whoa.
Damn.
Sweet.
All right, so we're actually opening this. Completely opening this. I have not even looked at the packaging on this
Nice.
box yet. So yeah, it's been down in the basement. Hopefully, a brown recluse spider doesn't pop out. Yeah. So far, so good. I was here in my my house for like 2 days, and I went downstairs and I opened up. Those big wardrobe boxes that you get for when you're moving.
Yeah.
I opened up one of those to get access to some of my 6 scale figures, and right inside the inside flap was a big fat mama brown recluse.
Whoa, those are poisonous,
And
right?
I don't know. Those are like the worst.
Yeah, totally
they,
poisonous.
They have a tendency to necrotize your skin. It all turns black and starts rotting away all the way down to the bone. It's a horrific creature that has no place in the universe. Okay, so here's the box. You can see we've got the Dragon's Lair logo on it.
Dawn Blue.
Reptitronics logo up here. Yeah. Dimensions, actually list the dimensions.
Damn.
Wow, it's saying 72 3/4 inches in height, 25 inches in depth, width, and 30 inches in depth. So I'm guessing that's the size of the original cab, because unless this box is bigger on the inside, then that's not what it's going to look like when I open it up. At least I hope not. And it's definitely not going to fit on the screen. All right, so here we go. A little bit of a
Okay.
double-sided tape adhesive sealing it shut there. That's cool.
That would have drove me nuts.
Put it up and cardboard box in a cardboard box.
Oh, I love it.
Let's drop that. I don't think they did an version of this.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Wow. Look at
I'm hearing a
that.
bit of an echo there. Is that coming through on this? Is that coming through? Here we go.
I can't hear
Wow,
an
they
echo.
wrap it in plastic.
Look at that.
Okay, good. Just me. Let's slice that plastic open and dispose of it because I don't need that anymore.
You've ruined the resale value. Take a drink, everyone.
Somehow I'll make it through. Somehow. So chime into the chats. Who's actually played this game? I mean, there's got to be some people out there who... I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were reminiscing about how they had this at the bowling alley in my hometown.
Oh my gosh.
Hillsboro, Illinois, my hometown. And nobody could play this game well, to my knowledge.
Well, this was a game, if I recall correctly, too. This was at every 7-Eleven near every school in Calgary growing up. And it was a timing and a memorization game. You had to look for a certain flash in the screen, and then you had to memorize which way to jump. And that's all it was, just like many of the other games, like Pac-Man, and you had to memorize a pattern. Mm-hmm. And once you had it memorized, you could go. Now, the thing is, it cost a lot to memorize because you had to go through, it was memorization through repetition, right? So, look at that.
That was the hook.
There you go.
I love the way that opens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a puzzle. I don't know if you saw me rotating it around here, but I legitimately had to like look for the opening. It's almost like being a Dragon's Lair for itself. I need to wait for the flash.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Paul.
Instructions! Yay! And stickers.
Drink.
Drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got some sort of like semi-naked fairy. Oh, that's the fairy from
yeah.
And there's coins.
Sweet.
So it comes with little tiny coins. Now, I'm going to go and bring this up here, but I'll have to unplug to go grab it. But
yeah.
They also sell these.
Oh, get out! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
damn.
a change machine that was ubiquitous in shopping malls across North America.
Yeah.
And what it is a power bank. It is a Wi-Fi, it's a USB hub that you can use to power all of your Replicate electronics.
That's brilliant.
And they come not only in this burgundy one, but also there's the blue version that came along later on, I think. So, and I do have them both because I'm me.
Wow. That is literally a blast from the past.
Right? Okay, so yeah, we have a sticker here of this little fairy girl.
The fairy. All right.
And this is the laser disc.
Wow.
That actually resided in the cabinet.
Oh my god.
Provided the visuals for the game.
That's incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Should we open it?
Yes.
Do we have time?
We'll make time.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay, good. Oh, man.
Look at that. The chat's going nuts. Everybody's going nuts over this. Yeah. This is just
it's sealed.
Oh.
It's totally sealed. Oh, there it goes. Okay, no, it's not. Look at it.
Oh my.
Look at that.
Look at that.
All chromed out.
That's amazing.
It's got some plastic over it. Oh my god. So I think that you're able to open the game up and put this in there, but it's not. This isn't an actual disc. This is not something that actually. Yeah.
Could you imagine if it were though?
Yeah. I can imagine
that nanotechnology. It's like, what happened to the disc? You're supposed to put it in. I thought it was just for decoration. I don't know where it went. Wow.
Okay, we got a USB cord, obviously, because you need to be able to power your thing. Okay, and now comes the reveal. I'm just gonna. It wouldn't be a video that I'm in unless I threw something over my shoulder. So.
Yeah, baby.
So here's the reveal. Here's what it looks like when you open it up in the box.
Wow.
No art on the inside or anything like that, but who cares? Because what you're really after. This is actually it's more awkward than I thought it would be. Okay. You hear that satisfying thud of the box falling behind me.
The empty box, yeah.
And there it is.
Oh.
Just go ahead and do a pan down. Look at that art.
That is spectacular.
It downscales so amazingly.
Doesn't it? Even the mini speakers in the front of that cab. Oh, that joystick.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Done.
And the little coin, these are buttons, the actual press.
Yeah.
You can press them, and they light up obviously when you plug
Yeah.
them. Does it come charged? No, it does not come charged. I would be really surprised if it did. But look, looking around to the back there, you have you can see you have a volume control here.
There you go.
Yeah. Obviously, power switch is there.
Right. So
And that's where you plug in your USB.
amazing. So does that have an internal battery? Like, do you can charge up the battery inside and just let it run on its own, or does it have to be?
But you know what it does have? USB outputs and an HDMI output, so that
Oh,
you can play it on the TV.
You could play it on your TV. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Now you were telling me, you were saying it came with some of them came with a special like a joystick extension, so you didn't have to play with the tiny one.
Yeah. 1943 came with one. Mine did not ship with one. I ordered one before they ran that deal. So
Right.
now they're running a deal where if you buy the 1943 cabinet, you do get a joystick that's actually more manageable for people. The other one that came with the joystick was Street Fighter 2, which wasn't really on my radar. I'm ashamed to admit I know that it's a hugely popular game from back then, but I was never much of a Street Fighter guy. Mostly because back home, the likes of Greg Belliver, I think, and Jim May, and shout out to you guys if you're actually watching today. They were on it and they were rocking it, and I'm like, yeah. There were a few other dudes there that were way better at those kind of games than I was. But I stuck with it.
There you go. Hey man, Street Fighter 2 is nothing but a button masher. That's all it was.
Right.
That's all it was. Who could mash a button? And then somebody realized, oh my god, you can make combinations, and then they were done. Because once they started figuring out the button combos, it was like, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, those baffle me.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was my jam, but really not until I was able to play it at home because I just couldn't stomach feeding on all those cores to figure it out.
Yeah.
But once I could play it on infinitum, then, well.
Yeah.
So there it is. I don't know that I'm going to be able to turn it on.
Don't worry about it. I think just seeing it right there. I mean, I love the fact that they've got the two little speaker grills just above the monitor. Right there. I mean, that's exactly how I remember it. Here, hold on. Let me just switch cameras so you can show people. Look at that detail. And then right above there too, like you could, the scores will scroll up there in between those two.
Yes. Yeah.
That's insanely detailed. I love it.
I can't wait to get this plugged in and charged. There's got to be a battery in it, though, right?
I would think so. I think
if I bother to read the instructions.
Well, I mean, who's got time, really, when you're opening things? And it's when you want to use them that it's good to it. That's incredible.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
There you go. That's gorgeous. Right. That's absolutely gorgeous. So what I will do for the rest of you to sort of start you down this rabbit hole is I'll add a link to the description below. And just forewarned is forearmed. Y'all saw it. Y'all know how slippery a slope it can be. So enter at your own risk. But honestly, it's just like, wow, that blew me away. I'm going to be doing a little bit of research myself. Sorry, Anna.
I think I may have said it earlier, but just in case I didn't, or people who joined us, the next ones in line are Hubert and Missile Command. So if those are your jam, then again, I think Sideshow's probably going to be carried, and they've carried every other game that they've had so far.
Sweet.
Yeah. So.
Excellent. Okay. We're gonna go. I mean, the chats. Everybody just lost their minds on that. I think that's. Yeah. That's.
I tuned out of the chat. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. It's hard to keep track of everything that's going on, and usually when it's just me, it's easy to keep track of that. But now I'm chatting with you, and I'm geeking out over what I'm seeing on the screen, as is everybody else. So it's hard to keep up with the chats. But Bitter Troll right there. That's an amazing device. I'm afraid of that slope. Everybody is. Valet. She is.
I fear no slope. I fear no slope. I'm single.
There you go. Right on.
Gregory A. Robbins, my buddy Greg Robbins from St. Louis. We go way back, about 10 years.
Nice.
Greg, Joust is probably on its way. They haven't confirmed it, but I'd be surprised if they didn't do it.
That one was, I remember, because you had to smash that button to keep flying, right? Like the amount of taps. The more you tapped it, the higher the higher they went.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts.
I play it all the time on my Xbox.
Okay.
Anytime I'm just like, yeah, I need something mind-numbing. Joust.
Right
Defender,
on.
which I'm rubbish at.
All right, I'm going to move on. Let's take a look at some of these Bandai. These are model kits, which are super cool. I needed my Star Wars fix initially, and I have a bunch at home, and Anna knows. Yeah, and they're sitting in boxes, and much to Anna's joy. And I do have different versions of these. I tried Anna. I did. I didn't double up on ones that I already have, so that's a thing. So I got these three right here. The Razor Crest, obviously, which is, I was trying to find the scale of it on the box. It's written mostly in Japanese. All these other ones have their scale written down there, like 172nd, 144th, one whatever. This one does not have it in scale whatsoever, so I'm going to be able to figure it out. But if you want to look at the box itself is pretty damn sweet, right? It's got a great picture of the Razor Crest. I'm going to close this up here. Right like that. You know, it's got little descriptors of what the Razor Crest is, right? And it's just like, oh, this is what it looks like when it's all put together, right? Pretty exciting. So, yeah, let's go. So you open it up, and one of the neat things about Bandai is you don't need glue, apparently, to put these together. These are most of the kits are snapped together, which are really cool. And the instructions I found, while not written in English, are printed on the insides of the box. So you shouldn't toss the box, which is great. But then, opening it up, it come in a plastic container. You can see just to scale how big it is. It'll fit in the palm of your hand. Now, yes, I do have small hands, but this is just to show you the size of the Razor Crest here. And then there is a set of instructions here, and again, it's more like little detailed instructions on how to actually snip the pieces out using sprue cutters, right? And then that. But let's open this up here to show you.
Hey, Paul?
Yeah.
Bitter Troll is in the chat asking, on your behalf, I assume, is the transponder in working order?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just glad it came like this and not in a pile of ash and rubble.
Yes.
Because they could have legitimately done that.
That would have been a great gag, right? I mean, just have like a limited number of these things coming, like people open them up and it is nothing but a bag full of ash.
Busted parts.
One whatever scale of the Beskar spear. I don't know. A free ticket to watch a free showing, a free taping of The Mandalorian. Oh my
God, that would have been hilarious. Well, I thought it was hilarious that that was the one thing he could find. He's just sifting through. It's like, oh, here's a spear, and oh look, here's the little ball that Grogu likes. Those are
all the pieces.
Yeah. That I'm like, okay, cool.
The only two things that mattered are the only two things that survived.
Exactly. Here, let's take a look. Right here, so you can see this is the hull of the Razor Crest. And yeah, so you just get little sprues, little clippers, cut them there. Now, I've actually gone ahead and ordered Tamiya model building like basic tool sets, which include some files and clippers and whatnot. And so I'm thinking about getting back on Twitch and live streaming a build, putting this together, and just sort of passing the time by doing that. I had hopes of, playing a video game on it and chatting with people while I'm getting through a video game with that, but that found to be too technically difficult for me. I couldn't get the sound to work properly. So I'm going to be doing that. I also have, I'm going to be attempting to solder together a lightsaber from scratch. I got a Corband 89 sabers, Obi-Wan Kenobi version 2 from episode 4, his lightsaber, and I've got the Profi chip, the soundboard, all the different bits. I've ordered a soldering iron. And yeah, we're going to try to put that sucker together. And again, I think that's going to be another live build on Twitch. Ooh, there you go. Is that a Force FX? Or is that...
No.
It's not? Is that a Corban?
This is a Graflex.
Graflex. Oh, so you got an actual Graflex flash handle
Yeah.
build. There you
I
go.
built it up.
Nice. Yeah. Does it have electronics or is it just a hilt?
It does not. I just did the hilt. I just wanted to... Basically an exact replica of the screen. We use prop, and this is as close as I can get to it. So
beautiful.
It's like a mashup of episode 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Bitter Troll. It's the Youngling Slayer 5000. Sorry, that's what made me laugh. Him saying that.
Youngling Slayer. That's right. It is. Oh my god. No, I don't feel like I can, in good conscience, keep this. That's not true. It's so not true.
That happened retroactively. Okay. Here's a Star Destroyer. And again, same thing. Instructions. Right there on the inside.
Somebody said on YouTube in the chat that that's the 1/5000th scale Star Destroyer.
Wow. 1/5000th? I can buy
I just
that.
confirmed it.
Yeah, I can buy that.
So if you bought 5,000 of them and then laid them out
Well,
end over end.
it actually says here the 14,500th scale. Or it's one of.
Oh my god.
So this...
I don't know. I'm not going to buy 14,500 of them. In fact, I'm going to draw the line somewhere.
It's pretty small. Yeah, it's pretty small. And again, this is taking a look at what we have here. I mean, which is pretty cool. I mean, you can still see the detail here is pretty sweet. And these are, apparently modeled in the color, although so you don't need to paint them. Although I know a number of builders who actually do just repaint and weather and distress them to make them look that much more space worn. But I mean, you can just see the detail in these. And again, they're not too complicated. You snap them together like this. It's I mean this there aren't. I know these deflector shield generators. I'll probably lose them in my speeder bike. Somehow they'll drop and they'll end up in my speeder bike.
You'll find a way.
That's it, yeah. It'll be like Iron Giant, except they'll all just sort of scooch over there. So there's that. And then, of course, the X-Wing fighters from Rogue One. There was a big dent in the box. That doesn't bother me at all.
That's the spirit. That's what we like to hear.
It's a model. It's not supposed to be. Why would that bother me?
I have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a drink. Take a drink.
Just because?
Just because.
Just because?
Dents bug me. Nah. So we got... Ooh, look. So again, you have two different size X-Wing fighters in here. And you can see just from the wings the change, right? And like this is the main fuselage of the smaller one here, and then and then you've got it here. So I don't know why they included two different scale versions of the models in here.
I have a theory.
Okay, what's your theory?
It might be for the same reason that that Hot Toys used to include scaled down versions of Iron Man armors from the House Party Protocol, and that would be for perspective for photographers.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you can put one of those down and have one in the distance, but not so far in the distance that you run out of room. And
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The things you learn. Thank you, Terry. That was very informative.
It's just an idea.
And I think, you know what? It makes total sense, because guess what? Literally on the box, they've done with that, right?
Yeah.
Check out the big brain on Terry.
Who knew?
Still a dent in the box. Have a drink. There we go. And speaking of drinks, I got a refill. I'll be back in a second. Terry?
I actually...
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Take it away.
Yeah.
Everybody, spam me with questions. I'm ready. I have switched up. I'm no longer drinking the Weller Antique 107. I am now drinking the Knob Creek Single Barrel Select Bourbon. It's a Royals Liquor Limited Edition. Number 1. The first ever limited edition that Royals Liquor actually had. Yeah. Somebody mentioned earlier, I hope Terry can hold his liquor. Same here. This is the first time I've had anything to drink in a long time. So Terry, what you wearing? I am wearing a hoodie. I don't know. Just something I bought at Nordstrom. Yeah. So that's where we are there. I think my kid got a school trip there and bought himself the Vader, and I decided to grab the pair of hers for myself. Whoa, that's a loaded statement out of context. Bad Wolf Media is actually talking about the Ahsoka Tano lightsabers, and yeah, he got the Ahsoka Tano lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge. I mentioned to him in the chat that I got the Ben Solo lightsaber. It's pretty cool. I kind of prefer the Hasbro, not Legends, that's Marvel. The Hasbro Black Series swords. I have the, I don't know if you can see it back there on my shelf, but there's a Ahsoka Tano, one of her, not the Shoto saber, but the longer saber. It's back there. Terry, what got you into photographing these collectibles? I've been a photographer since I was 15 years old, primarily photojournalism, and that's what I was doing at the time. And I just found a way to combine my photography thing with my passion for collectibles. And then at some point, I got picked up by tapped by Sideshow to legitimately, initially with the photo department, I was just posing the figures for the photographers. And finally, they just decided, why are we dealing with this guy? Let's throw him in his own studio and have him do it on his own. And I wound up doing that for 3 years. Yeah. So there you go. And I just love it. It just, I keep finding ways to do it. Back then, I had all these elaborate sets that the artists at Sideshow were constructing for me to use. These days, I just do stuff at home using rocks that I find in my backyard and smoke and colored lights on a black backdrop. And I just find different ways to do things. Actually, I might start showing people how I do that. So,
I would watch those videos.
Yes. We got one.
Yeah, baby. That's all you need. You just need that one. And then they tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends, and so on and so on and so on. There you go. That's how this channel got started. What? What's that?
What did you pour? What's your drink?
I got some Jamesons again. In the rocks. Cool. That's all I have. I ran out of White Claws.
The last time I drank Jameson was with David Igo and Walter O'Neill. David was the art director at Sideshow at the time, and Walter was a sculptor / all-purpose, multi-talented. Walter, I don't know if you remember the Star Wars Mythos Darth Maul statue from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That guy did everything for that. He sculpted it, painted it, and did the art print that came with it. So he's a triple threat.
Nice.
Yeah. Stuff.
There's a lot of, just for my brief tour of Sideshow, and just there's so much that goes into the creation of one of these statues in so many different departments. But if someone is a triple threat like that as well, that's like, damn. And that's such a successful line. Like, that's such a popular line, the Mythos line. I had no idea how popular it was until, because they're talking about they're going to re-release the Darth Vader Mythos version, right? Like, that's
that's all new.
That's all brand new, because I thought there was an earlier version of it.
Completely different sculpt.
It's a new sculpt.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Darth Vader Mythos statue was called Dark Reflections, was the title of it. And the idea was that Vader had returned to Mustafar and was basically holding his helmet, very, Hamlet-esque, and just reflecting on how he got to where he is.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being that it kind of cements in his mind. He comes to terms with what he's become. Right. And then by the time he's done with what we're seeing in the statue, he walks away, and he's 100% completely the Dark Lord of the Sith that we know and fear.
Okay. So the one, so is that the one where he's standing on the X-wing like engine?
No, that's the new one.
That's the new one.
You're talking about the new one.
Yeah, it's so funny because when I got
the new one is, just to clarify, the new one is the one on the X-wing.
Okay. Because it's so funny because I think maybe I got it confused because Andy, when he was showing me around, he's like, "Oh, this is the one I loved. It was the old," and I thought I heard him say that was the old one. So that's my bad. Because like when I saw it again,
you got to see that. Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I saw a lot that day, and it was pretty overwhelming. So which is pretty cool.
I'm trying to find an image of it.
Very cool. Well, in the meantime, your buddy Gregory is saying, "Hey, your pictures are pretty amazing." Terry, I had a Darth Vader you did with the red lighting as my background image for a year or so. There you go.
Wow, thank you. Wow.
That's flattery, right?
That's pretty thrilling. Yeah. I wonder which one that could be. Here, I'm just going to show you this really quick. That's the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new one is he's like all like battle damaged. He's on the wing. Yeah, he's on the engine of that. There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. It looks really good. I've ordered it.
I think I'm going to order it too. I think that needs to be reviewed. It needs to be reviewed.
See that, guys? That's me pushing Paul over the edge. Just like that. Bye, Paul. See ya.
That's the thing. I usually don't go to statues just because I like the posability of the Hot Toys, right? So you have different options. And with statues, it's like they're just there, which is cool. Like if you're into that, that's awesome. But I find it's kind of like, okay, they're there. And I have friends who collect busts, who love the different scale statues and stuff like that. Get your head out of the gutter. I saw that raised eyebrow friends who collect busts.
What are you talking about?
Take a drink. If there's an accidental innuendo, you take a drink.
Oh, that is a rule.
That's right.
Okay.
It is. It is. When you see Terry squirm, take a drink. But for me, it's like, the statues are, but the Mythos line, which I really love, like the concepts behind and the thinking behind that, really, really capture my attention. It's like, okay, I can get behind that, which is really neat. It's just...
The thing about statues is I started out as a statue collector.
Okay.
It wasn't until Sideshow got the Star Wars line that I started looking at
Okay.
6-scale figures. And my first thought was, I don't want to go so far as to say I was repulsed, but I was like, it's too much like Barbie dolls for me. So I just kind of kept them at arm's length. And then as they kept coming and I kept looking at them and seeing the potential and realizing this might be something that I could be into. And before I knew it, I was collecting both. But the point is that when it comes to posing, I drew a lot of inspiration from the statues that I collected.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I realized that the appeal about 6-scale figures is that it's the medium in which I get to have the final say in the creative process. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the collector, it's potential. It's boxed up potential. And then it gets to your hands. And you've got all these tools that they provided for you. And then you get to determine the final look.
And that's the thing, and that's why I liked that. Like that's why I enjoy 6-scale figures more so than statues. But I think the reverse is happening for me now. Is what I'm loving about the statues. It's actually like, especially the Mythos line. It's opening up that realm of possibilities in terms of just like headcanon or whatever, because it's showing stories that never happened, right? And that's the part that I'm really sort of digging, especially about that Mythos. It's the dynamicism of the pose. It's so in character. It is an alternate sort of like a what if type thing, and I'm really, really liking the direction that it's going, right? And so it's just like, oh, okay. And that's the thing. Once you've posed a 1/6 scale figure, like I don't go in and repose it right away. It sits there for a while, and then maybe I might want to, like if I'm changing the figures around and they're interacting with each other, or they're part of a group, then I'll start to figure. But once it's set, it's kind of, they become statues, for lack of a better term, for a while until I repose them. But I mean, the option to repose them is always there, which is why I will still always prefer 1/6 scale or the posable figures over statues. That'll always be my first sort of love. And you're right though, like the early Hot Toys, the early 1/6 scale, the clothes, like the soft goods, just looked really doll-like at first. There are some where you just like, I think NECA, they've got a line right now. It's like They Live, right? The John Nada character, great face sculpt, and the soft goods though, they look like the Puffy Ken clothes, right? They're not cut. They look like doll's clothes instead of like miniaturized clothes, which would suit the character really, really well. And there's a really
long way. Yeah.
It has, and there's a little bit of kitsch to it, which is like, yeah, okay, like I'll buy into that. Like I got the Jaws Sam Quint figure because of that. You know, I love the movie Jaws, and his actually looks a lot like an actual soft goods clothing than doll's clothes. But like the Chief Brody version, which they're no longer making, like that definitely looked like Ken clothes from Barbie.
Wow.
Those look like Barbie
That's
clothes.
totally not on my radar. I'm not even aware of those.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
No.
Let me send you a link, my friend.
Please, yes.
But they're pretty fun, yeah.
But you're right about the Mythos stuff. Yeah, that's. I've had them all at one point or another. Except Fett. I didn't have Fett.
Oh, okay. Do you have any regrets?
I reached for. I was going to get one. I was reaching for it, but it fell over.
Right. Oh. That's a sign.
What?
Did he fall into a Sarlacc pit? Did a blind guy knock
like
into
that.
it by accident? And he went, ah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. It keeps falling. Falling Fett. Fallingest bounty hunter in the galaxy.
So do you have anything else to unbox? Or wait, it's my turn, isn't
It's
it?
your turn, baby. We're saving the best for last. We got that 1/6 scale Lando Calrissian 40th anniversary of ESB special. We've got the What Have We Here?
Off my shelf. Whoa, what have we here?
Oh, Ernie, you know, we love chirping you. For those of you who don't know, the Fallen Fett, that is Ernie. He is part of the panel, the Book of Boba Tea recap panel that we do. And he's a huge Boba Fett fan of the original trilogy. And we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun making.
You know, after we met in the lobby of the green room, of this app that you're using before the show, and talked, and we brought up all the different possibilities and settled on Lando. But after we went like radio silent before the show started, it occurred to me that I do have like 4 different Boba Fett figures down there that I have not opened.
Oh, wow.
So,
all right.
Yeah, like the animated version, the classic version, the 40th anniversary classic version. I still haven't opened that yet because I got that like right before I moved to St. Louis.
Okay. I think it's me. You got a version of me. It's me. No, Boba. That version hasn't fallen into the Sarlacc pit yet. You cut me deep, Paul.
Version of the Empire version?
It's the Empire version. Empire, and it is the deluxe version, so it's the some of the concept stuff involved as well, where he's got the helmet with the ears painted on it and the different color jetpack. I've since learned from my buddy Ernie, who is a huge Boba Fett fan.
That's probably the best one to get.
Yeah.
Because it's basically 2 figures in one.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And, you know.
So here's the box.
Beauty.
It's the box. I've said this before. It's pretty much standard. Hot Toys, Sideshow, everybody, they've got this design that they share. Got an angled window onto the photo of the figure. Some legalese going on in the background.
Don't swallow the small parts.
That it slides off. Yeah. It slides off, and then you've got this window.
Yeah.
Looking into the figure. So that's your first kind of look.
I think that's one of my favorite things about the 40th anniversary series. All of the figures from that have that slipcase that slides right off, and the gorgeous sort of like the display panel. Yeah, it's just so money.
Yeah. And got that really sweet chromed out logo there. Classic look, much like the Star Wars figures that I collected back in the 80s, the 70s. And teaser there.
There you go.
Legally stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into it though. Actually, this is the first time I've opened one of these.
It slides open. Yeah, you got to slide it out. The front panel actually lifts up, but it doesn't give you access to what's inside. It just, I don't know why, it just lifts up. But so you have to open the top and slide it out, the clamshell out.
I see. Okay, there we go. God, I'm shaking the hell out of this table here, guys. So I hope everything's not vibrating like it's gonna, like there's an earthquake going on. And now we're in the clamshell. Sounds like the world's. Okay, much like Paul's figure that he showed off yesterday, we've got a background. Cloud City background. Look at that.
There you go.
That is
Tier
special
1
edition Clouds.
Yeah, that's Tier 1 HasLab.
City background. Yeah. Excuse me. The bottom clamshell comes out. That's where you have the cape.
Cape.
One of several. We've come to find out.
Oh, there's more than one cape?
How awesome was... I'm sorry?
There's more than one cape? Oh, there's just the one cape that comes with the... I see.
With the figure, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you were
about
the solo reference.
Yes, the solo reference. Okay, so I'm just going to show this here before I take the clamshell off, but it comes with 4 extra hands, spare wrist pegs. Can't remember the name of that blaster pistol.
TH-17, baby.
Thank you, thank you. The D11, and looks like we've got his communicator. What is that guy? Oh, that's his bracelet. Yeah, that's his bracelet for summoning Lobot.
Excellent.
Oh, do you think Hot Toys will do a Lobot figure?
I think so. I mean, they own everybody's rights, so
yeah.
I think you can't have a Lando without a Lobot.
Well, yeah.
Well.
Wow, dudes, that is really, really cool. This is my first look at it in person, so I had to take a moment to marvel at it, if you will. But
oh wow!
Let's see how close I can get that without it going out of focus.
Oh, that's
how good that looks.
That is gorgeous.
Is that in focus?
No, you got to put your head down.
No.
If you look down and away, like yeah, just there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Ooh. Wow.
Dudes, wow.
That's
pretty
incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And look at got great detail on the belt. There we go.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to break the knife out for these boots. I think those are on pretty tight.
Yeah, they're taped together too, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I'll say that for Sideshow too. That's I think they stopped. I think Sideshow stopped using tape on the booties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to cut it. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want me to do with this thing.
Yeah, baby. Put on the cape.
Put it on myself?
No.
Newsflash.
Newsflash.
Newsflash, I've put on weight.
Oh, man.
I have to. Yeah. COVID-20. Okay. How are the chats looking, Paul? Any questions there? Or?
Yeah, we got a couple right here. Oh, bastard. Hey, Bitter Asian Inc., why can Terry Smith take those baggies off without pulling the hands off? To which I always say, shut up, Mike. Shut up.
Magic.
Yeah, he's got a
Sorcery.
knife. He's got a knife, is all I'm going to say. He's got a knife, I don't, and he's way more patient. So
That's not a knife. Okay, so it's a single neck. It's not a double jointed neck, which I actually appreciate the double jointed necks because I can do things like that with
Right.
characters, and I like to do that. But I understand why they do it, because when you have that seamless neck, it just sells that realism even more. When you
Right.
have that break right here at the back, it's like, if you can see when I get it up close there and stand up.
yeah.
Yeah, but it looks a lot better when you don't have to. And of course, and this brings up something that I'm noticing with Hot Toys, and why I think Hot Toys figures look better in museum poses, because I think that they're constructed with that in mind.
You've killed the original Lando. I'm sorry.
Somebody had to do it.
Oh my god.
We all die. Yeah. It comes with this this wrap.
Yeah.
Around the for protecting the
Protect the neck.
the neck and the costume from being stained.
From being stained.
The card. Dude, it's awful. I mean, I've got like a figure, and I'm not going to name it because I don't want to bash anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a figure that I have that has massive amounts of ink stains all around the neck because they didn't include that with it. Yeah.
Really? It's from the costume?
It's not displayable. It is from the costume.
Oh, it's terrible.
I can't imagine what these guys that develop and produce the figures have to go through because you don't really know for sure how that dye is going to interact.
Yeah.
And only the test of time will be able to determine that.
Right.
So I think what happened was this company was kind of inexperienced with that, and I didn't even anticipate that might be a thing that could occur. And sadly, I think it was ubiquitous across the line.
Wow.
So,
Melissa K wants to know, is the cape lined like it was in the movie? Is it the other clamshell?
Yes.
It is. All right.
Clamshell. Yeah, and I'm going to prove that to you. Oh, jeez. What's your enemy, Paul? What's your number one enemy? Your nemesis. Oh, he walked away. I've been left alone. What's your number one nemesis, Paul? What's your number one nemesis?
Stairs? No. Batteries. Tiny batteries.
That Paul's number one nemesis was
Capes.
I just heard you say last week that the tape was your number one
nemesis. Yeah. Tape, batteries, anything small that I can't get with my ham-fisted. Oh, look at that lighting! Oh, step aside, Batman. Look at that. Damn.
Look at that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's got the little hooks around the neck. Like the little loops. Sorry, the elasticized loops.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, and they just showed that actually was a thing, right?
Yeah.
I actually just saw a photo recently that's actually a thing. So that's exciting.
See, look
Let's
at this.
Go ahead and put it on him.
This is a man with experience. Right here. He knows. No instructions for him. Instructions are for losers. Look at that.
I will admit that I do more often than not go without instructions, but I do have to rely on them more often than I'm comfortable admitting. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is going to take some futzing, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that. Now, is there a wire in the collar for his of the cape?
I'm just checking. There is no wire in the collar.
Okay.
So when you get yours, and that's when, not if, then you're going to have to futz with it. Now the thing about it is that the fabric is a bit pliable. That's surprising to me. And I say this, and I know my friend Guy Klender is watching this, and he's saying, "We did a show on this, you dummy! Weren't you listening?" And the answer is
no.
No, Guy, I wasn't listening. I was monitoring the chats.
Exactly.
I was on YouTube. I was on Facebook. Yeah. So I'm seeing that this is yeah, you can just keep futzing with this.
Yeah.
And the fabric seems to be a little bit pliable.
Oh, so look at that.
There you go. Right?
It drapes off of them beautifully.
It does, and it needs a lot of futzing. But that's one of the joys of 6-scale figure collecting, is actually working with fabric and finding a way to make it work.
It needs that weight. Look at that. See, those the way you're pulling it down, like it's almost pleating automatically, which is really, really cool. It's got a nice, like, how heavy is it? Like, is it the thickness of it? Like,
it's pretty thick, dude.
There you go.
But it's not so thick that it goes beyond the realm of downscaling. I mean, it reads as a realistic. You know, if I took a photograph of this, I'm sure that I could blow it up and it would look natural.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lift him up here a little bit.
Okay, you know what? I was on the fence about him.
Sold.
Yeah. Damn.
Hi, Anna. Don't hate me. Oh my god, it looks so good.
That's
I
brilliant.
can't believe I almost didn't get this.
Okay, sold. Damn it! Now I gotta get. Okay. All right.
It's so magic.
That's beautiful.
Magic. Now let's go ahead and. Do you ever do posing on this show?
No, I haven't. That's just something I want to get into, though.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Because one of the things I try to get people to do whenever possible is to put the gun into the hand before putting it on the figure.
Yeah, I've learned that is way easier, actually.
Yeah, it's not always necessary, but frequently
Yeah.
it is. So let's just see what happens when I do this. And again, it's all trial and error. Just learning what the figure's capable of. And let's pull this out of the way with this arm.
That's a gorgeous figure. There you go. See, like, everybody take note. This is honestly, you're watching a master at work right now. When it comes to not only just posing it and the thought, you're thinking of things that honestly, I overlook immediately. I look at the detail, go, oh my god, and I slap stuff on, and it's good. But here, I mean, you're taking into account not only the character, but like the weight of the fabric, the way the body, the posture of the character, right? And little like it's all storytelling, which is what I love. I love this about what you're doing right now.
And I have to say the capes are my kryptonite. Totally are. But I don't know. That's just for like 30 seconds. I'll
Oh damn.
maybe bring it in. Done it a little bit.
Oh, that's an E11 blaster. So there's an E11 and a
It is an E11.
DH17.
There is. Yeah, got them both.
There you go. Now I'm wondering the loop around the loop around his shoulder. I never ever saw. So that kind of like having it being shown there, sort of. There you go.
Yeah, I want to say that there's a photo that just surfaced recently where you actually do see those loops.
And the loop is visible. Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm not remembering. Yeah, that needs a lot of work.
But that really is a joy of the 1/6 scale figure, is putting the work into it and just the little minute. And it's amazing how little adjustment in terms of how the torso is aligned and whatnot just adds so much attitude to a pose, or just says so much more. I mean, I had a ton of fun with. I will admit, hey Boba, I had fun posing you in those different positions. You did? Yeah, no, I did. It was a lot of fun, especially it's with you raising your blaster, just getting ready for that kill shot, and then because you don't know that a blind guy's about to hit you with his stick, and you're gonna fall to your unceremonious end. Just when I think you're being nice, you turn around and stab me in the back. No, Boba, I accidentally hit you in the back with a stick, but it's with love, so it's all good.
I swear to God, at first I thought you said a blind guy's going to hit you with his dick. Like, ready, drink. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That's quick pose.
Look at that.
It's a great figure, guys. This is pretty awesome.
There you go.
It's really, really bad, actually. Not my worst pose of all time, but definitely not my best.
Beautiful.
Oh, toppling. But it does come with a stand.
Yeah.
And the stand probably needs to be shown off. I mean, I don't know how we're doing on time here, and are we losing a lot of people? But
no, we're holding strong. Holding strong.
yeah, cool. But
Oh,
we have a Cloud
yeah.
City themed base,
Beauty.
and I'm guessing.
Is that removable though?
Sure enough,
It is.
it is. Yeah, so you'll have the standard Hot Toys Star Wars base underneath it. You can just pull this out. It probably says something in instructions like do not pull the base cover. But I'll never know.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't. It definitely needs to be peeled back. Which side is which?
There you go. See? Tape.
You just got to be patient. It's
Yeah.
basically really big tape.
Yeah. It's just that once you can find the seam and you can pull it open, the rest just falls off.
And I've got the seam, but for some reason I'm completely inept. This might be one of those that I just cut. Oh, that's
No,
because
you
I'm
can-
on the wrong side.
Yeah, there you go. Once you just peel
Oh,
that
those
off,
are-
it'll all come down.
How much whiskey have I had?
Ooh, at least 2 cups.
Don't-
Glasses. I've had cups.
Don't drink and... Actually, that second glass is still sitting there almost untouched, so...
Well, I
Alright,
feel
so
bad now.
here's what the base looks like without the cover on it.
There you go.
It's your standard
Generic.
Toys base. And, generic groin grip. There we go. Now he won't fall.
Not with the old crotch grabber.
Now this is one that you're going to have to pin... Oh, you'll have to take a lot of time and pay attention to that cape and just give it the love that it needs. In the struggle, first of all, the struggle is the glory.
Right.
But the struggle will be to, every time that you make an adjustment with one part of the cape, you run the risk of moving another part of the cape aside.
Right.
So it's basically, sometimes you'll feel like the little Dutch boy, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I love this figure so much.
That's fantastic. Oh, yeah.
Get him in there.
Man, I had a chance. It was so funny. I met... well, I didn't meet him formally. I had lunch beside Billy D. Williams at the Saskatoon fan... not exposition. Yeah, the fan... not fan expo, but the Saskatoon Entertainment Festival. And it was funny. What's that?
Saskatoon? Is that...
Saskatoon. It's a city in Saskatchewan in Canada.
Right.
Yeah, so I was invited up there with Andrew Fung. We went up there, and I cosplay at all these conventions. And I had cosplayed as I have an Imperial officer uniform, and so it's a really easy costume to cosplay in because it's all soft goods, not big bulky like armor and stuff. I don't have to pack it's not like a proton pack or anything like that. So I brought it.
Sure.
And we were back in the where all the celebrity guests are, having lunch, and I had my lunch, and I go, and there were like 3 tables. One table was filled, and they're all like laughing. It was Michael Rooker and Mariana Sirtis, and they're all like with their pasta. They're all laughing. I'm like, okay. And at the other table, there's just one guy sitting by himself. I didn't look to see who it was, and I went and I sat down, and it was Billy D. Williams, and I felt like such an asshole because I'm sitting there, the fucking Star Wars costume on, and he must think I'm absolutely insane. And I was like, I'm not even gonna look at him. I'm just gonna eat my lunch and I'm gonna go. I didn't realize, and it was awkward. It was like really, I felt like such an idiot because it was just like, I love cosplaying, and I know. But and then a weird thing happened was my buddy Andrew Fung. He plays Kimchi on the show. So he comes, he's sitting there, and he's on his phone. Andrew is a social media guru. Like, he knows, and he's always on his phone. He was just texting his wife. Well...
He also has an absurd collection of tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah. No, not tennis shoes. Those are sneakers.
Nikes?
Yeah, Nikes. Yeah.
Sneakers, sorry, yeah.
These are... No. And he is, like, he is active on the sneaker stock market. So he's a collector, but he also knows when to flip them and make a good profit off of them. So he's on his phone, and I guess Billy D's manager saw it and thought he was trying to take a picture of us together on the DL, and it got really awkward because then he didn't come to us and say, hey, don't do that. He went to security, who went to the head of the con, who we know personally, and accused us of staging this whole thing to get a free picture with Billy D. And it's like, okay, first of all, that's insulting. Like, we wouldn't do that. Like, you think we can't afford? If I wanted a picture with Billy D, I'll pay him. I have no problem with that. I'll pay him double. But this was like an unfortunate set of circumstances. Anyways, it got really embarrassing because they had to go. They went to Andrew and like, we got to check your phone. I'm really sorry. This is like, I know it's not the case. And we were like, what's going on? And so it was that whole like super embarrassing thing that just sort of happened. It was like, and I get it. I get that his manager was looking out for his client type thing, but it's like, you, come on. It's like, you got to give us the benefit of the doubt, and come on. Especially for guests.
There's no such thing as a fine line there. It's there's like this gray area, and I guess that depending on the person, they're going to be monitoring to like one degree or another, and erring on the side of caution or the side of paranoia. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a point that I was trying to make, but I think it totally escaped me.
No, I mean it's weird when you go to cons because you're making money off of selling pictures of yourself or selling autographs. And it's a weird slippery slope where it's like, well, if people see that you're giving free pictures away, they're like, well, why am I paying for this type thing, right? And that was a weird thing when I went to Niagara Falls Comic Con, because that's the first time I ever done that, where I'm selling photos, like photo opportunities of myself with other people and autographs. And usually I'm like, yeah, I'll give it away for free. I don't care. Like this is, but because I was there with a specific purpose to sell this, if somebody asked me, I'd be like, oh, I'm really sorry. Usually I'd say yes, but I have a booth and we're doing that. So I'll talk with you. I'll give you a hug. We can chat. That's awesome. But if you want like a picture or an autograph, I can't give it to you for free and charge everybody else that, you know? It's weird and it's...
I can't imagine that's easy.
It's not.
Because I'm like you. My nature would be like, yeah, man, come on. You know, let's do
yeah.
It. But... yeah, when you're there for a specific purpose, it's part of your livelihood. Then yeah, you kind of have to hold your ground.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's a whole other world that is just, and I get it too because I know for the bigger stars, it's very lucrative. Like I know of other celebrities who are like, I don't want like 2 or 3 cons is their whole year. And they can pick and choose what they want, but they're so lucrative for them. It's like, I do this, so I can stay at home with my kids and raise my babies type thing, right? You know, like I get that. Or I can fund my film or this or that, so they do this. And for them, it is about generating that income, which is like, hey, all power to you and stuff. But it comes with that weird set of like, I can't make exceptions for other people because it's not fair to the people who are paying. You know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
it's weird.
That's the key philosophy that you should be pursuing there, because yeah, it's not fair to the ones who actually did come up and pay.
Yeah,
because sure enough, somebody's gonna see that and catch wind that you gave one away and be like, hey, dude.
Yeah. Why?
That's gonna get out.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for sharing that. 40th anniversary, like Lando. That's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. That is gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm pretty impressed.
Matt, so what made you pick the E11 over the DH17? Was it just there?
That scene. I legitimately was thinking of that scene when they were fleeing, when they were just getting ready to board the Falcon, and he's just like, Leia, go! You know, it was.
And he's got that
at the forefront of my mind. But at the same time,
he didn't have his cape when he did that, though.
No, he did not. Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to deduct a point from you, Terry, because...
Touche. Well, what else did I say? What else do I say? Tell your own story, tell it your way.
There you go.
That is legitimately the philosophy on which I base everything that I do with success.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a great looking figure, everybody. This is Billy D. Williams in miniature.
That's it, and that's what started me. That's what started me on 1/6 scale. Was I got Hoth Leia, and it was Carrie Fisher. It was Princess Leia in miniature form. It wasn't a doll of her. The sculpt, the makeup application, it was creepy. It was so good, and that's how it began. That's how it all began.
The photos that I got. Tell your own story, tell your own way. I did some photographs of that figure in combat with a probe droid on Hoth.
Right.
And it's some of the stuff that I'm most proud of. I'll have to send those to you.
Please do. Please do. I'm excited to hear that. What can we expect to see you in next, Terry? What's up for you next? Other than...
Well, obviously, I'll be doing every Tuesday, Unsealed and Revealed with my buddy Guy Klender.
There you go.
And I have a room full of 6 scale figures that I'll be shooting new episodes of How to Be a Poser with in the coming weeks.
Excellent.
I know we have a couple more episodes in the can, so yeah, that's going to continue going. Apart from that, anytime that we get the opportunity, we'll be doing more Strike a Pose, and hopefully I'll get some time to do some stuff on my own YouTube channel.
Excellent. Excellent.
There is going to be a video. The next video I plan on doing for my own channel is going to be a comparison between the 3 versions of the Mandalorian helmet.
Oh.
The Novos, the EFX, and the Hasbro. I've already done one on the EFX and a Novos, but everybody's like, you should do another one, including the Hasbro version. So
yeah.
give the people what they want.
I did one with the new Anovo and the Anovos. So the new Anovo, they're the ones that took over the license from Anovos when they went under. And for the Star Wars franchise, at least, they're honoring, or they're trying to honor everybody's back orders. So the stuff that they're planning on making or continuing on, they are, you just have to contact them, and they are honoring your pre-orders. And so I ended up getting their Mando version. But before that happened, on eBay, there was somebody who was selling their private version of it, and I didn't think I was going to get an Anovos any other way, so I bought it from him. So obviously, 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, hey, here's what you have. So I have both of them. So I did a side-by-side comparison, because they're both from the same mold, right? Okay. Because the new Anovo, but there are differences in terms of how they constructed them, which is very interesting. So that was a fun sort of comparison with those.
I would love to get together and pick your brain on that, and maybe either before or after I do my own video.
Let's do it.
Because I'm kind of curious about that.
Let's do it.
I think the Anovos, I'm only going to keep one version, and I think that it might be the Anovos.
Right. You're not going to keep the EFX?
I don't know.
Okay.
There's the new version of the EFX that's coming down the pipe.
I have that on pre-order too. But that's for season 2, because the helmet's changed. So that's the thing, right? So it's like, all right. Yeah. All right. Very cool. Okay, so
it's like a rabbit hole, dude. Yeah, it just keeps going.
It is. So I will have links to Terry's channel in the description below. I think I already have it down there. If not, I will make sure to have it. His YouTube channel, Terry Smith. It is not the Terry Smith who is a businessman on LinkedIn. There's a dude out there. It's like, no, what? And he's got a YouTube channel too. It's not him. This Terry Smith does not work for Amazon for whatever reason.
I don't.
No. But check it out. And again, you can see his stellar work on Sideshow. Again, it is the show Strike a Pose and You Want to Be a Poser. How to Be a Poser?
How to Be a Poser.
How to Be a Poser. And you will learn a lot about the 1/6 scale universe and how to pose them. You just saw a quick peek at it right there. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been great.
Come on,
absolute blast.
This has been my pleasure.
It's Seriously. Great. And yeah, you can follow him on Instagram. Terry, I shot this 35. The links.
Terry Smith shot this.
Terry Smith shot
this, and Terry 35mm on Twitter.
There you go. So you can do that.
I don't know why I make it so hard for people.
That's all right. If you put Terry Smith down, it shows up. And when you see the long ass name, you'll know it's Terry. Right then, you see the stuff. We got a super chat from Robert Donatello, my friend. I've gotten so much out of this episode. I just ordered the 1943 overhaul box. And now I'm thinking about, I'm going to put this back up. I'm thinking about building some Star Wars versus G.I. Joe 1/6 arrangements. What a great show, Paul, Terry, and Boba T. Toterer. Cheers. Very cool. Thank you so much.
Teeter-totter.
Teeter-totter. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's perfect. Thank you, Robert, again, as always. Thank you for that lovely, super generous super chat. All the proceeds from the super chats go right back into this channel, bring you this great content, but you all knew that. So thank you so much, Robert. You've always been a huge supporter for me and this channel, and I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you. That's it for this week's episode. Everyone, thank you so much. Big shout out to Terry. Again, I'd love to have you back. If you want to come back, Terry, it would be an
Anytime,
absolute
dude.
honor. That's what I love to hear.
Sundays are wide open.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right.
And yeah, for the rest of you out there, next Sunday will be our, holy crap, 30th episode of FUNBOXING Sundays. I got some really cool giveaways planned for y'all. Tune in. As always, stay safe. I'm living proof. You never know. You can wear masks. You can distance. You can wash your hands. You can stop touching your face. Stop washing your face. Jeez. Yeah, that went over well. I'm a YouTuber. But do all those things. You can still get it. You could, yeah, still. But stay safe. Stay safe. Get vaccinated. Get your booster if you can. I think really it's a lousy thing. COVID sucks. Let's just say COVID sucks. I was lucky. So do everything you can to keep yourself safe. Thank you so much for being part of this fantastic community. We'll see you next Sunday. Okay? See you.
Peace out, dudes. See you next time.
He didn't let me say goodbye. My feelings are hurt. Why does he always do this to me? I think I should just crawl into the Sarlacc pit and die.
Such a dick. That was a great...